Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is Kitech Digital. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to create this amazing restaurant website. So let's say you own a small restaurant, or maybe you have a client who wants you to do, a restaurant website for him or her. And then the person needs, a website whereby they can be able to order online and then delivered to them. Okay, so this is a very small restaurant website that can help all small businesses everywhere in the world. Now I'm going to take you through how the whole website looks like, and then if you are interested in it, you can follow along. So this the homepage of the website, the restaurant website. Okay, so as you can see over here, very beautiful images over here. Now at the top, very beginning top of it, we have the hero section over here. Now when you scroll, it is having a sticky header, so the header will changes towards a white background over here. Okay, so as you can see, it is having a transparent header over here, but then at the moment you scroll, it changes towards that sticky white header over there. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can be able to create it. Now everything that I used in this website is all free resources. You're not going to buy anything apart from your domain name and then your hosting that you're going to use to create this website. Now what I'm going to take you through everything. Okay, so just follow along and let's go. So like I said, this is what the header over here with the the menu items over here. Okay, so we have the logo of the website, the homepage, the about, the menu, the account page, and then with other account related details over here, the logout button, and then the order online button over here. Okay, so this is what the header. Now when you come over here, we have the hero session. Okay, so with the hero session is a sticky hero session over here. As you can see, the background is fixed, and then the top of it is scrolling upwards. Okay, so I will show you how you can be able to design this thing from scratch. Okay, now everything that we use in this website is no coding. We never use any coding. There is no single line of code that you're going to write to design this website. Okay, so as you can see, when you scroll down, we have this beautiful section over here, okay, which talks about your restaurant. Okay, so as you can see, I have a background over here. You can see another background over here. Everything is sleek and modernized, okay, to suit any restaurant website that you want to create. And then you can showcase some other pictures of your website. So as you can see, this is how you can also showcase the hours that you are working, everything over here. Okay, and then a small little bit of your restaurant over here, and then the button which sends them to the about page to read more about the restaurant. Now if you go over here, we have the restaurant menu too over here. Okay, so as you can see, we have our menu, quality ingredients, tasty meals, and then you can write a little bit about it, and then you can display some of your favorite or your popular dishes that customers really order over here. Okay, just showcase it on your homepage, and then you can give a button over here for them to see the entire menu. Okay, and that is it. Now if you scroll down over here, also these are happy moments and happy hours during the in the restaurant. So you can have a nice picture of your restaurant over here, and then you write about maybe your favorite day, or the days that you are busy at the restaurant and people come over there. Maybe you have some live band show or anything that you do over there. You can be able to showcase and write it over here. And then what customers also say about your restaurant, the happy customers, you can also list them over here. And then also a call to action over here, which talks about if they want to book a reservation, if they order online, they have a problem, they can call this number over here. And then your social reviews, or maybe people want to check reviews about your website on other social platform, you can list them, put them over here, and then give a link of it, so that people can be able to go over there to check your social reviews. Okay, so this is basically how the homepage really looks like. And then this is also the about page. So a very nice modernized about page, okay, over here. So as you can see, very neat and very sleek about us page over here. You can go into details about your restaurant, what you guys do, and then put some chefs over here. Okay, so uh, I needed to crop this picture, but then don't worry, this is not professional. Okay, I know it's not professional because all the images are supposed to be the same. Okay, I didn't check this one, but then if you are doing it for your client, make sure that all the images are the same. Okay, make sure that all the images are the same, they are of the same size. Okay, that is a professional website. But aside that, everything is neat and sleek. As you can see, amazing fonts that we used over here. Everything is correct. Now recommended by all these all these review sites. Okay, Facebook review, Yelp, and then Twitter. You also have Trip, and then this one is with Google. Okay, so you can also do the same thing over there, and then we have the same call to action over there. Okay, now this is the main menu site, okay, or the main menu page. Okay, now you can either click over a customer, or user can either click over here or click on the order online. Okay, we'll send them to the menu page. Now let's click over there and then see what happens. So a customer comes over there and then wants to order online. Okay, so as you can see, at the moment the person clicks on order online, it brings the person to this page, and what happens? Boom, this pop-up shows over here. Do you want a pickup or delivery? Okay, so if the person wants the pickup, the person needs to select the time that the person wants to pick it up. If the person wants to delivery, the person can also select the time that they want it to be delivered to him or her. Okay, so let's say we want to just a pickup. Okay, we will update it, and then we go to our page to see what they have. Okay, the menu over there. Now as you can see, we have a sticky bar over here, which is the cart. Okay, so as you can see, there is the cart is empty over here. There's nothing in it. Okay, now if you scroll down over here, you can see all the menu, everything from beverages to breakfast to dinner to, so you can check through all the menu over here. So we have the fast food, the lunch, okay, items over here. So let's say you want jollof rice and chicken. For those of you who don't know jollof rice, this is Ghanaian jollof rice, not the Nigerian jollof rice. Okay, so maybe you want jollof rice and chicken, you can just click on add to cart over here, and then you see this pop up over here, which there is an add-ons over here. So what do you want included? So you can maybe add some egg to it, you can add maybe some meat and then salad to it, and then you add it to your cart. Okay, so now as you can see, it will be listed over here. Okay, so you can go up over here and then see the details over here. Okay, as easily as that. Then maybe you want some fresh juice also, you can add it to cart, and then you can click on it to add to cart. Maybe you still want let's say some burger attached to it, you can also add it to cart. Okay, maybe you want two because one for your friend, you can add it to cart. And as you can see, we have amazing amount of money that we have to pay over here. Okay, so you can check all of them, the subtotal and everything is here. And then if everything is okay for you, you can click on continue to continue to the checkout. Now as you can see, this is this is the checkout page. Okay, so because it is because we are saying it is pickup. Now pickup is local pickup, no no shipping fee. Okay, so you just enter your details over here, everything that you want to the time, the date, everything. Now let's say we get over here and then we said no, we don't want pickup, we want delivery. Okay, so let's say we want them to deliver it to us. Now as you can see, it reload itself, and then there's going to be a delivery fee of $30 attach to it the money, okay, and then we're going to pay this one instead, okay. So if you go through, you can see it, you can see that everything is okay, and then you can decide to what, to click here to place your what. But now, by the way, I did not add any payment over here, but you can go ahead and add your payment details at the back end of the what, of the, but I want what, cash on delivery, because I want them to what, when I deliver to them, they pay me the cash and then I go my way. So I just click on what, place order over here. You can add any payment system that you want to add, okay. I add the and then it is what, it has been what, it has been, your order details over here, everything is what, fixed, everything is what, totally calculated, and email will be sent to you to see it. So you see your what, your order has been received, details of your order, everything, the amount that you are supposed to pay and everything, okay, over here. Now that you have everything checked out, everything is what, successful. Now what do you want to do? It is up to the admin to prepare the dish and everything, and then send it to what, the user, okay. And that is what, and that is it. So basically this is how everything works. Now this is how the backend, this is the also what, the backend of the what, of the website. Now for those of you who don't know, this website uses what, WooCommerce, okay. Now all what we used is what, using what, WooCommerce to what, to create this beautiful what, food store. Now if you look at this website over here, this is what gave me the inspiration to create the website that you just what, you just checked, okay. So this I took inspiration from this website. Now these people created the plugin, okay. These people created the plugin, the amazing plugin that I used in what, in creating this what, this website. So as you can see, I took inspiration from what, this beautiful what, website over here, okay. It is almost similar to what, to this one, okay. So that is where I took the inspiration from. So if you also need inspiration, you can also go over there, check out their knowledge base and other things, and then you can be able to what, go ahead and then read more about the plugin that we are using to create this website, okay. So this is the website that we are going to create. So if you might think the website is not responsive, as you can see, the website is very, very responsive, okay. So it is very responsive. You can do, use any phone to access the website anyhow you want it. Now when you tap on the other line button, it will send you to the other page over there, and then you can check out from that place, select any menu that you want to select, and then be able to check out freely from that place using what, the order now button. So the website is very, very responsive. You can check out, you can select anything that you want to any menu item that you want to select, and then check out using what, the order now button on the phone. So guys, now if you are interested in it and you want to really learn how I created this website from scratch, okay, please don't go anywhere. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay tuned. I'll be back. Okay guys, so we're going to start by designing the website, okay. So to start designing the website, we need certain things to be able to create a WordPress website. Now what do we need to create a WordPress website? We need a domain name, we need hosting, okay. These are the two most important things to be able to start designing. Now the domain name is just like your address, okay. So for somebody to find you online, the person needs to type in www.yourbusinessname.com to find you online, okay. And the hosting is also just like having a place to save all your files over there, okay. So these are the two main things that we're going to need. We need a domain name and a hosting. Now I'm going to give you a link, okay, so that you can be able to buy domain name and hosting over there. So we're going to go to a new tab over here, and then just type in kitechdigital.com/namecheap. Okay, so we're gonna use this name, domain name, and then hosting services over here to be able to get our domain name services to buy. Okay, now of course you're gonna land on this beautiful page over here. Now these people have an amazing prices for you to choose from. Okay, so you can get anything that you want to get from these people. Okay, so these people have an amazing domain names over here. Now all kinds of domain name. If it is not taken, you can of course have it over here. Okay, so whatever name that you want, just type in over here the name. So let's say I want maybe Kitech. I'm gonna put in small letters, Kitech Foods. Okay, and then .com, kitechfoods.com, and then I can just click on search over here, and then I'll be able to search for the best name that I'll get over here. Okay, so it is searching for me. So as you can see, if it is available, it will tell me that it is available. And as you can see, I can buy it as low as $9.58. Now if you're a newcomer, you can use this how do you call it, code over here. Okay, so you can use this code over here which says newcom 698, and then when you are checking out, you just enter your code over there, and then it will reduce it for you to 6.98. Okay, so if you are able to get your domain name as low as 6.98, then you're good to go. Okay, now it is not compulsory to use my link. I'll leave the link in the description, but then if you use the link, you are helping this channel to also grow, and then to be able to create more content for you. So it is an affiliate link. If you use it, you are helping me to also keep creating content for you. And then if you get your domain name, you can add your domain name to cart. Like let's say I'm buying this one, so I'll just add it to cart. When I'm checking out, I'll just use the newcom over there, and then if you are done with it, now we can forget about all these things over here. Now we can go to hosting over here. Okay, so when we click on shared hosting, we can click on shared hosting, and you can get as low as 2.18 per month hosting. Okay, so as you can see, you can get as low as 2.918 per month hosting, and then the whole year you're going to pay $25.88. now the domain and the hosting is not even gonna cost you $50. Now I mean, guys, if you are not spending, if you are creating a whole business on your own, and then you're gonna spend only close to $40, or let's say close to $40, then I think it is a good thing. Okay, it is a good business, and you need to go into it. So you can click on get started over here, and then go ahead and then add your domain name into it, already in cart over here. As you can see, it is already in cart, and then you just add it to it. Just add it to it, and then it will take you to your shopping cart over here. Okay, so as you can see, you can go ahead, and then the total amount is gonna cost you how much? 35 USD. Now that is the amazing thing with the 35 USD. If you use the newcom 986 or 6698, okay, let's say we're gonna use the newcom 698. Okay, if you apply it over here also, it's gonna reduce the cost for you over here. Okay, and that is the most amazing thing. So let's try and see. Of course they will tell you to log in first. So if you don't have an account, go ahead and create an account over there and log in, and then it's going to reduce the cost for you, and then you're going to go ahead and check out, buy your domain, buy your hosting, and then continue with this tutorial. So I'm not going to go ahead because of course I already have my domain name and everything already. So I just wanted you guys to go through, see how easy and so cheap it is to get a domain name and a hosting all by yourself, just lower than even 35 USD. Okay, all by what, all by yourself, and then you can have a website which you're not going to spend not even $50 to what, to get. Okay, so that is what, that is it. Now let's go ahead and then what, after getting your domain and hosting, what else? That is the time that we will be creating this beautiful what, this beautiful website. So after getting your domain and the hosting, what you need to do next is to what, is to install WordPress. Okay, so you're going to install your WordPress on your what, on your hosting. Now how do you install WordPress? There is a link in the description over there. It will take you through how you can be able to install WordPress. Now those of you who don't have money, they just want to practice. There is also another link over there which will help you to install WordPress on your computer, so that you can be able to use it to also learn web design. Okay, so you can go ahead and then watch that tutorial also, and then you'll be able to learn how to install WordPress and all the things. Now without wasting my time, I assume that now everybody have hosting, domain, install WordPress, and then we are good to go. So this is how it's going to be like if you install new WordPress on your website. Okay, so new WordPress is going to be like this. And then if you check the website, let's go ahead and check our website. I'm going to close this one. Let's go ahead and check the website. Now it's going to be something like this. Okay, forget the Let's Store. That is the name I gave to the website when I was installing the WordPress. Okay, so this is this is a newly created WordPress, installed WordPress on it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some few settings. Okay, so how do we do the settings? First things first, I'm going to go to screen options over here, and I'm going to untick most of the things over here because I don't really need them. Okay, so I'm going to have a clean dashboard over here. Now I'm going to go to settings over here, go to general settings. I want to set my site name, and then also set up everything that I want to set up. Now what is the site name for this one? It is pick and eat. Okay, so what I'm going to go is go for pick and eat. Okay, so it is pick and eat, and that is our site name over here. Now why pick and eat? Because it is a food ordering website. Okay, so we're gonna give a tagline to it. So what tagline are you going to give your website? It depends on you. So for me, I'm going to give it something just catchy and then nice. Okay, so I'm going to say just pick and eat. Okay, just like that, just pick and eat, and that is my tagline. And then with a WordPress URL, make sure that it is having your domain name over there. Okay, sometimes you don't need to touch all these things. Okay, because it is it is done for you by WordPress. So after everything is done and said, now because it's going to be a membership site, I'm going to write anyone can register, and then everything I can after I'm done with everything. Now the time zone, I'm going to give it to Accra. Okay, so I'm going to go for Accra because I'm in Accra. And then if everything is said and done, I'm just going to click on save changes to save my my changes. Now I'm done with my settings. Now I'm going to go for permalinks over here. Okay, now with the reading, we're going to come there later. Now with my permalinks, I don't want it to be plain. I don't want it to be day and night name. I don't want it to be month and name. I don't want it to be numeric. I just want it to be post name. Okay, so I'm going to click on post name over here, set it to post name. And why do I choose post name? I choose post name because it is simple and then SEO friendly. Okay, it just have the post the page or the post, your WordPress will have your just the post name over there. Okay, whenever somebody is searching for your website, maybe you have some blog posts, you have other things over there, your page names and other stuff. It's just going to have your website name / the page name. Okay, which is very nice and very simple, and it is also SEO friendly. Okay, so make sure you set it to post name. Click on save changes over here. Now we are good to go. Okay, so now that we've done our permalinks, we've done the settings for the WordPress, what next? Now we've installed website. We bought hosting and domain and other stuff. We also done our WordPress settings. Now the next one that we're going to do is we're going to install the plugins that we're going to use to create this amazing, beautiful website that you see over here. So as you can see, this is very amazing, and this is what very, very nice. Okay, and we're going to install the plugins that help us to create this beautiful website. And what are the plugins that we're going to install? Now let's go back to our plugins. Let's go to install plugins over here, and we're going to see all the plugins that we have. Okay, so maybe when you install your WordPress, you're going to have some plugins already activated for you, installed and activated for you. Now for me, only this one is what I'm using over here. Now this is Lightspeed caching plugin. Now it is a caching plugin. It means that it helps speed up my website. Okay, and that is why I like this plugin a lot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install some new plugins over here. Now what are some of the plugins that I'm going to install? Now let's click on add new over here. Okay, so now that we're over here, first of all, we're going to install some 5 or 6 plugins. Okay, not that much plugins, but the first plugin that we're going to install is a page builder. Okay, so we click over here and then we search for what we call Elementor. Okay, so for those of you who are subscribers to this website, you know that almost all our websites we use Elementor to create it. Okay, why do we use Elementor? Because one, it allows us to design our website without writing any single line of code. Okay, so no code, just design. Okay, just drag and drop. Okay, that is why we love Elementor so much. Now this next one that we're going to do is this is the plugin that we are installing, Elementor website builder. Okay, so you can build a whole website just by dragging and dropping widgets and elements. Okay, that is it. So click on install now. We click on install now and wait for it to install for you. Okay, very good. Now we have installed Elementor. The next one that we're going to install is the plugin that we use for the food ordering this particular website. Okay, so we call it food store. Okay, so we're going to install food store. Search for food store and install it. Okay, so this is the website that we are going to use. Okay, food store, online food delivery and pickup. Okay, so just click on install now. Okay, very good. Now for food store to work, we need WooCommerce. Okay, so we're going to install WooCommerce. Okay, so WooCommerce is also a plugin that we use to create an e-commerce store. Okay, so if you are going to create an e-commerce store, then WooCommerce is the best choice. So click on install now. Now the food ordering is more or less like creating an e-commerce store. Okay, that is why we need WooCommerce over there. And then we will add some few plugins to it. So the next plugin I'm going to add WP forms. Okay, so WP forms, we use it to create forms. Okay, so because we're going to create our how do you call it, we're going to create forms for our contact form, we need WP form. Okay, so we create we click on install now over here. And then the last one, which is not really needed because I didn't really use it, is the classic widget. Okay, so now I mostly install classic widget because if I want to customize my widget, I want you to use the classic widget. Okay, so I install the classic widget. Okay guys, so we have this one over here. Now I also want you to also install maybe Code Designer. Okay, so in case we want to use it, okay, so we will install Code Designer also. Okay, so now that we've installed all the plugins that we're going to use, now we can go to install plugins, click on install plugins over here, and then go to inactive plugins over here, and then we are going to click on this tick over here. Okay, the plugin side, tick it to select all of them, and then we click on bulk actions, and then we activate all of them at once. So click on apply to activate them. All right, guys, so now that our plugins are installed and activated, it will bring you to the code designer side. Now we're going to do some few settings over here. Okay, so we're going to go to elements over here, and then we are going for free over here, and then you see over here it says disable or enable all. Click over here to what, enable all of them, and then just click on what, save changes over here. So if you enable all the widgets on what, for code designer, okay, so we can what, use it whenever we are using what, Elementor. So now that we are done, let's go to what, do one more thing. Now before we do the settings for the full store, we need to install the theme that we're going to use to build our website. So if you check you know, the website, this is how the website really looks like. There is nothing over here, okay? So we want to install a different theme so that we can be able to use it to build our website. Now themes are the building blocks of every website. If you install a good theme, you can be able to manipulate the theme, do so many things about the theme. If you install a bad theme, you will have it a very hard time dealing with your website designs, okay? And that is why I am going to recommend this particular theme for you, okay? Now of course I use this particular theme almost on most of my my website. Now I use 3 or 4 themes. I use the Ocean WP theme, I use Astra theme, I use Rishi theme, and then I also use this one that I'm going to recommend to you, and that is the Cadence theme, okay? So we're going to install the Cadence theme over here. Let's hover on appearance over here and then click on themes over here. Now we only have one theme over here, so we're going to install another one to it. That is the Cadence theme. So click on add new on top over here, and then now that we have all the themes over here, now this directory have a lot of themes, okay? Some are good, some are really bad, okay? Some are very good and free too, okay? So the theme that we're going to use is we're going to use the Cadence theme. So search for Cadence theme or search for Cadence, and then you're going to have this amazing theme over here, okay? So this is what we are going to use. So click on install now, and then after installing, all what you need to do is to click on the blue button which says activate. All right guys, so our Cadence theme is installed and activated. What next do we have to do? What next? Now the next thing that we need to do is to start going about with with our full store plugin, okay? So we're going to check the settings of the full store plugin. So what do? Click on full store over here. Let's go and then see what the full store plugin have for us. So it says that we need to allow and continue or skip. We're going to skip it. All right guys, so now that we are over here, now what does it say? It says that if you want to create your own full store page, then you need to insert this shortcode in it, okay, so that you can be able to use it to create the page. Now we're not going to create our own, we're just going to customize the one that they created for us, okay? That is what we're going to do. So what categories do you want to exclude from it? So maybe you have a special category you want to exclude. We will deal with it later on. And then also enable special instructions. So what instructions do you want to enable? Allow customers to add notes for each item order. So whenever they want to order something, you want them to add some special, because it is food. Maybe somebody wants this, want that, all those things. You can allow them so that they can be able to add their own notes over there. And then purchase button redirect. So when somebody after adding everything to cart, where do you want them to go? I want them to go to checkout straight, okay? I don't want them to go to cart before going to checkout, no. And then trigger email when order update. So send email to customers when their order status will change. You can decide to do it, okay? And then click on save changes over here. So this is basically the changes that we're going to do for the general options over here. Now let's go to services over here, and then most of the things we're going to do it with WooCommerce, okay? So we'll look at WooCommerce also. Now over here you can do all your you want to enable pickup delivery service, so you enable the service, enable checkout service fields. Okay, so if you want to enable service fields on checkout, you also would enable it. And then also default service. Okay, what is your default service? Is it a delivery or what, or pickup? So I'm going to say pickup. And then auto update shipping method, so choose best suited shipping method based on the service chosen. Okay, and then also store or service start time. So what does your store or service start time, and then when does it end? So if it is 7 to 9, or if it is 10 a.m. to what 12 p.m., you can put it over there. And then preparation time, so you can choose between, set the intervals. Okay, set food preparation time, so I'm going to say maybe 30. Okay, so 30 minutes. And then your closing message. Okay, so when your store is closed, what message do you want it to? Sorry, we are closed now. And then slot unavailable message, slots unavailable for selected date. And then also service modal settings, so set available service type and time by default. Open service modal when menu page is ready. And then also open service modal when add to cart is clicked. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, so this one says open service modal when menu page is ready. So I'm going to click on save changes over here, and then I'm going to go to pickup service over here. So with a pickup service also, you can enable it or disable it. It depends on it depends on you. Okay, so what is the interval for pickup service? And then minimum order time. So what is the interval? So I'm going to say maybe 40 minutes. Okay, so every 40 minutes. And then the minimum order quantity, the minimum order quantity, I'm going to say maybe 50. Okay, for the minimum you can order for pickup. Even I'm going to say maybe my minimum price of the website, of my my menu list, or on my menu list. So let's say I'm going to say maybe one. Okay, and then minimum order error, you place you type in the error that you want it to show, the message that you want it to show for it. Okay, and then I'm gonna click on save changes over here. And then let's go to delivery. So when somebody is also ordering as delivery, do you want to enable delivery? Of course, I want to enable delivery. And then what is the interval time? So I'm going to say 1 hour. Okay, so maybe 60 minutes. So 60 minutes interval time. And then minimum order amount. So the minimum order amount is going to still be 99. So if your order is less than $99 or cedis or whatever your currency is, it's not gonna we're not gonna accept. We're not gonna let you go to your checkout. Okay, so that is what we want. So click on save changes over here. Okay, very good. So as you can see, we have done our services settings over here. Now let's go to services over here. Okay, so let's go to layout. So we've done our services settings, so let's go to layout over here. So with the layout, what are we going to do? We're going to look at the layout. What kind of layout do we want? Okay, so I'm gonna use the default settings over here, but what I'm going to do is this one says so enable pop-up from title. Okay, so if enable pop-up can be opened by clicking on item title or image. Okay, so yes, I want to enable it, and then click on save changes. And then also you can hide bottom cart if you don't want that kind of cart bar down. You can hide it. Okay, and then also show items count, display the number of items available for the category. You can also do that. Now let's go to customize our colors and other stuff. So the primary color that we're going to use is we're going to use this. So the primary colors that we're going to use is this color over here. So I'm going to copy the color over here and then come over here and then I'll paste it right here. Okay, so this is the color that we're going to use, and then the secondary color also, I'm going to use this one, but give it a little bit of what, darker color. Okay, so I think this is quite okay, and then that is it. And then if you have your own style css, you can put it over here. Okay, and then I'm going to click on save changes. Okay, very good. So this is what the layout. Now we can go to what the advanced over here, and then this, there is nothing we have to do, just advanced settings of what, of the plugin. Okay, so if you want to export or import, you can use it. Other product types, keep other product options like group, external, blah blah blah. Purge settings. Okay, remove full store data when plugin is deactivated. All these things, I'm not going to touch over it now. Now that we have a certain setup for full store, now let's go to WooCommerce over here, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to go to WooCommerce homepage, and then I'm going to do some few settings for it. So what are some of the settings that we're going to do? Now, as you can see, it's taking us to the setup wizard to set up our WooCommerce, okay, store page. Now you can select your country. Okay, my country is Ghana. I'm going to select Ghana, and I'm going to select Greater Accra region, and then you can put in your address over here. Okay, your city too, you can put it in, and then your email address, and then you can continue. No thanks. Okay, so in which industry does your store operate? So food and drink, and I'm going to click on continue. Now of course we're selling physical products, so display monthly prices and all those things. I'm just going to click on continue. Okay, so tell us about your business. So products you sell, let's say 1 to 10. Currently selling as well? No, we don't sell anywhere. And then click on continue. No, I don't. Click on continue. Okay, so we're going to continue with our active team over here. So click on continue. Okay guys, so we have our settings set up over here. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we will go to settings and set up our main settings for the website. So we're going to go through all the shipping settings, the payment settings, and every settings that we need to set up for our website. So this one we have already set it up. Okay, so because we are in Ghana, the Ghana city is selected for us. We like it that way. Now let's go to product. If you want to do some product settings also, you can go over there and then do it. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not going to temper over here. I'm going straight to shipping because that is the most important thing over here. Shipping and payment are the most important thing that we need to do. So as you can see, because we are in Ghana, what happens? They gave us free shipping method over here. Now I'm going to edit it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete or edit the free shipping over here. First of all, I'm going to even delete the free shipping. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add shipping method, and I'm going to set up a local pickup. Okay, so that is the first thing that I'm going to set up. Local pickup. Guys, listen to me. Local pickup. Okay, so I'm going to add the shipping method over here. It means that whoever buys things can come to my restaurant and then pick their things up. And then the next one too that I'm going to set up is a flat rate shipping. Okay, so I'm going to set up my flat rate shipping. Now over here I'm going to go over here and then make it non-taxable. Okay, and then the flat rate I'm going to make it 30 cedis. Okay, so it means that wherever I'm operating for, my flat rate is 30 cedis. Okay, so I'm going to click over here. Now with the shipping zone also, I can delete this shipping zone and then set up my own shipping zone. Okay, so I'm going to look for Ghana and then go ahead and then select Eastern Greater Accra region, because I'm operating in Greater Accra region. Okay, and that is it. So as you can see, guys, as you can see over here, that is my shipping for Greater Accra, 30 cities. Now if you want to add different shipping zones, you can also do so. Okay, you can do so, maybe different region different fare, or different states different fare. You can do so. All what you need to do is what, just click on save changes over here, and then go to shipping zones over here, and then add what, a new shipping what zone. Okay, you can decide to click on add shipping zone over here, and then still you can name it any, maybe Ghana 2, or wherever you are, the shipping zone, you can what, name it. And then instead of Greater Accra, maybe I'm going to use maybe Eastern region. Okay, so Eastern Ghana. Okay, so I'm going to use the Eastern region of what, of Ghana. Okay, so and then I'm going to add what, maybe a shipping method also for it. So this one is going to have a also flat rate, and then I'll go and edit the flat rate, make it what, non-taxable, and then maybe the flat rate is going to be Eastern region, maybe 90 cities. Okay, and then click on save changes. So maybe you have deliveries different parts of the country, you can do so. So as you can see, I will have two different shipping zones. Okay, so one is what, as you can see, one is Greater Accra, and then the other one is what, Eastern region. Okay, so the Eastern region have just a flat rate, and then the Greater Accra have two shipping methods, which is what, the local pickup, and then what, they also what, the flat rate. Okay, you can decide to even add local pickup for what, for Eastern region, depends on you. Okay, but of course these are how you can depending on where you are. If you are in India, you are in let's say, which country again, Nigeria. If you are in US, if you are in Canada, if you are in UK, you can set up your own shipping zone, and then set up your shipping methods for each shipping what zone. Okay, depending on this same what method. Okay, so I'm going to delete the Ghana 2 because I just want one shipping zone, and then I'll move ahead and then go to payment over here. So with the payment, what am I going to do now? With the payment, of course, you need to set up your payment method. Okay, you can add different, as you can see, we have what, pay fast, pay stack, PayPal, all those things. You can set it up. Okay, but I haven't installed any of them, but so I'm going to use cash on delivery. Okay, so it means that there is going to be a delivery, but when the person deliver it, and then you pay the money. So I'm going to use this one, which says what, cash on delivery, and then click on what, save changes. Okay, so as of now, this is all what I will do over here. Now I have my settings set up for me. Well, all what I need to do is go to product over here. Okay, now with the product over here, you can set up your product the way you want it. Okay, so first of all, let's set up categories. We're going to set up categories. So what categories do we want to set up? First, we want to set up what, breakfast. Okay, so let's set up breakfast. So this is basically for the what, for the menu. Okay, and then I'm going to upload a logo, an image for the what, for the breakfast. So as you can see, I don't have any images over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my files, go to desktop, and then locate pick and eat over there. So where is pick and eat? So this is pick and eat. So what I'm going to do is I have all these images that I'm going to use. So I'm going to select all of them, and then upload all of them, so that I wouldn't be going back and forth all the time. So that is what I'm going. So I'm uploading all my images on my website. I'll be back. Okay guys, so now that we have uploaded all our images, now I'm going to search for some, let me use this one as the breakfast image. So I'm going to use it as the breakfast, and then I'm going to add it as new category. Now I'm going to add a new one, let's say beverages, and then also add let me use this one over here. Okay, I'm going to use this particular one. Okay, and then I'm going to add it as a beverage. Okay, now the next one I'm going to add is What again? Okay, let's go for lunch. So we're gonna add an image for lunch. So let me use want a nice, nice lunch image. So let me use this one as lunch, and then add new category. Now the next one I'm going to add is lunch, beverage, breakfast. Okay, so dinner. So I'm going to add dinner over here, and then with the dinner I'm going to go for this one over here, the jollof rice, Ghanaian jollof rice. Yeah, I'm going to add new over here. So we have 4 categories over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's okay. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then beverage. Okay. Oh, now let me add one more thing, which is fast food. Okay. Yeah, fast food. So I'm gonna add let me see. Yeah, let me add this one. Use this image and then add new category. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we have 5 categories over here. Okay, now of course you can go ahead and then do your add-ons, but I'm going to add it, I'm going to do it when I'm creating the product. Okay, so now that we have our categories, now let's go ahead and create some few products before we start even designing our website. So these are all back-end things. Okay, so let's go ahead and then add some few products to our menu. Okay, so what are we going to add? So let's look at the menu over here. Where is it? Let's go over here and then look at the menu that we have over here, and then let's see what we can create from this menu. Okay, so I'm going to close this one, and then so under beverages we have fresh orange juice, coffee. Okay, so let's go and then start with beverages. So we're going to have fresh orange juice. Okay, and then we say it's a simple product. And what is the price over here? The price is $15. So I'm going to say 15 cedis. Okay, so 15 cedis. And then the food options. Okay, so food type, is it vegetarian or non-vegetarian? You can decide to select, but I'm going to leave it as it is. And then you can give it an add-on if you want. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as it, and then tick over here as a beverage. Now I'll go to the top over here and then set product image. Okay, now make sure that your product image is 1000 by 1000. Okay, so always make sure that your product image is 1000. So as you can see, this one is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and this one is not 1000 by 1000. Okay, so I have to recreate this one again. Okay, so set the product image for it, and then I think we are done. Yeah, we are good to go. So we click on publish over here, and then we've created our first product, which is fresh orange juice. Okay, so now that we have created our first product, we're going to create another product. And what is the product that we're going to create? Coffee. Okay, so we're going to create a cup of coffee over here, and then let's go over here and then click on add new. Okay, so click on add new to create another product or another menu item, which is the coffee. Okay, so coffee, maybe cappuccino or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I'm going to set up my product image, and I'm going to look for the cup of coffee, this one over here. I'm going to set it up, and then I'm going to call the price will be, let's say 49 cedis for the cup of coffee. I think everything is all right. All what I need to do is just click on beverages over here, and it's also for breakfast. Okay, so I can publish it. So if you go to if you go over here and then refresh the website, you realize that we have a new theme. Okay, so it's going to change, and then also we can check out our menu. Okay, so we can check out our menu. Now we can't see it over here, okay, because we haven't set up our what, our how do you call it, our header, our menu, and all those things. We've not set it up, okay, but we will do that. Now that we've created two products, let's go ahead and create all the other products. Now I'm going to create one other product, which is also a complex one. All the other ones are also similar to what, the one that I'm going to create over here. So I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to add a new product. Now this product, let's go over here. I'm going to add this jollof rice and chicken over here. So if you click over here, let's say pickup. Okay, so I just want you to see something. Now if you click over there, you realize that it have what, add-ons over here. Okay, so that is what exactly I'm going to show you, how you can be able to create it, so that people can be able to choose or add add-ons to it. You can choose to make add-ons what, payable or free, depending on what, on you. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and then what is the name of the food? This food, jollof rice and chicken. Okay, so let's say jollof rice and chicken. Now this is authentic Ghanaian jollof rice, okay, not the Nigerian jollof rice. This is authentic Ghanaian jollof rice. So now that we have it, we have what, we have set up a name for it. Now let's go over here and then give a price to it. So let's say how much did we give to this one? Okay, so 35. Okay, so let's say this one is what, let's say 35 Ghana cedis, and then it's going to have an add-on. Okay, so food options, is it vegetarian or non-vegetarian? Okay, so I'm just going to say non-vegetarian, and then I'm going to go to the add-ons. Okay, so there is no add-ons to select from, so what we need to do is what, to create new add-on. Okay, so I'm going to click over here, and then I'm going to create what, my add-on. Okay, so the add-on I'm going to create is what, is the category. I'm going to call it what is the category? I'm still going to call it what, add-ons. Okay, now multiple selects, I want them to what, select multiple, and then add-on items. Okay, so what are the add-ons items that you want to what, you want to add? The name of the add-on item. So the first name is what, let me go over here and then see egg, fish, fried chicken. Okay, so all these things are what, the name. So let me say egg, and then I'm gonna give it egg 2 cedis, and then fried chicken. Okay, I'm also gonna give it, let's say 15, or let's say 10 cedis, and then grilled chicken. Some people want grilled chicken. Okay, so I'm gonna say this one is 12 cedis, and then maybe salad. Okay, 2 cedis, and then what again, salad 2 cedis. Maybe meat. Okay, somebody wants what, meat. Okay, so like let's say beef, for instance, beef. Okay, I'm gonna say maybe 10 cedis. So these are the add-ons that I want to add, and then I'm gonna give it dinner. Okay, so it's gonna be dinner, and then I'll set some product image for it. I'll set up a product image for this one. So jollof rice and chicken. So this one over here, I'm going to set it as well, the product with image over here. So as you can see, it is all set up, and then I can click on what, publish to what, to publish it. So this is how you can create a product with what, with add-ons. Okay, and then I'll also show you how you can create products without what, without add-ons. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create all my products, and then I'll meet you at the other side. Okay guys, so I've created some few products, or foods for what, for some few categories. Okay, so I think it's good for us to go. Now the next thing I'm going to do next, before I even start creating the home page and then about page and all the other pages, is I'm going to set up my menu. Okay, so I'm going to do the menu next. So the menu, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to appearance over here. Okay, so hover on appearance over here. Okay, so where is appearance? Yeah, hover on appearance over here and then click on menus over here. Now we're going to set up our menu. Now as you can see, this website have what it have this beautiful menu over here. So as you can see, we have the home, about, the menu, our menu, the my account, the logout, and then the other online button over here. Now to be able to create this one, first things first, we need to create some pages. Okay, so we need to create the pages that are not already created for us. So let's go to all pages and see all the pages that we have, and then we know the pages that we are also supposed to create. Okay, so let's look at, let me go over here and I'm going to see, okay, my menu from the home page. So let me come over here. So as you can see, I have these pages over here. Now it's not created for me. Okay, so I want to create those pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and click on add new over here and then create the home page, the about page, which is the most important ones for me. All the other pages are already created, so I'm going to create the home page and I'm going to create the about. Now remember guys, we are just creating the pages, we are not designing. Okay, we just want those pages active so that we can be able to use them to create our menus. Okay, so that is why we are creating those pages. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click over here to exit the full screen mode. Okay, and I'm going to give it a title, which is what, the home. So I'm going to give it the home title over here, and then with my page, I want the page template to be what, full width. Okay, so Elementor full width, and I'll click on what, publish. Now at the moment it is published, my first page is what's created for me. So as you can see, I have created a page which is empty. There is nothing over there to do. Now what I'm going to create again is what, another page. I click on add new over here. I'm going to create the about page. Okay, so I'll create an about page and I'll create a contact page too. Now as you can see over here, on this page we don't have a contact page. Okay, which is very bad. Every website needs a contact page to be able to contact you. Okay, users can be able to reach out to you whenever they need. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create about page first. So I'm going to create the about page and then I'll create the contact page. So I'll select the the template as what, Elementor full width, and then I'll click on what, publish over here to publish the page. Now my page is what, also published over here. Now the next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add new again, then I'll create my last page, which is the contact page. Okay, the contact us page. Okay, so I'll call this page also contact. Okay, so now that I have it done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on what, Elementor full width. Okay, over here, and then click on what, publish. Very good. So now my page is what, published. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to appearance over here, and then I'll come down to what, to menus, and then I'm going to give my menu a name. Okay, so I'm going to call it the main menu, and then I'll set it for primary, and then I'll set it for mobile also, and then I'll click on what, create menu. Okay, so my next one I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some few menu items in it. Okay, so I'll go to home over here, I'll click on about, I'll click on contact, I'll click on my account, I'll click on checkout cart page, and then I think that is all. I'll bring all of them, I'll add all of them to the what, to the menu, and then I'll come over here to the WooCommerce point. I'll click on order over here and then log out, and then I'll also bring them all over here. Okay guys, so now that I have this one, I have to rearrange them well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one here, I'll bring the about page here, and then I'll bring the the others here, I'll bring the cart also here, and then the logout to be here. So I think we are left with what, one page left. Okay, But first, let me drag this one underneath the account page. Okay, and then I'll let this one stay over here, and then I'll click on save changes. Now let me see the other page which is left. Oh yes, so our menu. Okay, so our menu, we haven't created what our menu yet. Okay, the menu page. So how do we create the menu page? Now let's go to full store over here, click on general over here, and then let's see. Okay, so this is the general settings over here. So we will use this shortcode to create our menu. Okay, and that is what we're going to do. So to do that, copy the shortcode over here, click copy it. Okay, so just copy it to the clipboard. Okay, and then let's go back to pages over here, and then click on add new over here to add and our menu. Okay, so we're going to add our menu page, which is the order online page. Okay, so we need that page to function so that all our menu list will be seen over there. Okay, so we're going to name it our menu, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make this one with Elementor full width, and then we're going to search for shortcode over here. So search for shortcode. Okay, and then make sure to put in the shortcode over there, and then just click on publish to publish it. Okay, now let's take a look at how the menu really looks like. We're going to open it in a new tab. Okay guys, this is how the menu looks like. Okay, so this is our menu. So as you open, this is our menu that we got. Okay, so as you can see, this is our menu. Okay, so this is our menu, all the food items that we created. So we're gonna say pick up over here. So automatically the website has started function, but we haven't designed it. We are now about to design the home page, the about page, and even design this place, design everything so that everything will be nice and mobile responsive. Okay, and that is the most important thing. Okay, so our menu is now working, everything is perfectly done. So our next step is to design our home page. Okay, so we're going to design our home page, we're going to design our about page, we also design the contact page and all the other pages which need to be designed. Okay, we're going to design all of them. So don't go anywhere, let's go to the home page to design it. Okay guys, so in designing the home page, we're going to use Elementor to design the home page. Okay, so we're going to click on edit page over here right now, and then we click on this blue button over here which says edit with Elementor. Okay, very good. So now that we have Elementor set up for us to start designing the website, now I want to take you through what Elementor really is. Okay, so for those of you who are new on this channel, mostly we use Elementor to create most of our pages and everything. Now we use Elementor because it is just drag and drop page builder that we use in designing website without writing any single line of code. So if you want something, all what you need is we use this, we click on this plus icon over here, then you select a structure, how you want to be your structure to be, or your container and everything to be designed and aligned for you. Maybe if I want this one column structure, I just click on it. Okay, and then with this one I can put something over here. Okay, I can decide to drag in a heading widget over here, write anything that I want. Okay, so let's say this is heading. Okay, just write anything I want over here. I can center it, I can go to style over here, I can also change the color. Okay, do a whole lot of things that I want to do over it. Now if I want a different thing, I can also click on this 9 dot icon over here, and then the widget panel will open for me. I can just drag in, if it is a video that I want, just drag in the video underneath the heading over here, and then I can insert any video I want over here. Okay, just put a link, either a YouTube video, or change it to what, a Vimeo or Dailymotion or self-hosted what video. Okay, anyhow I want it, I can what get the video over here. So basically that is what how Elementor works. Okay, now Elementor also have tons and tons of different created already created what elements, or you know templates that you can use to create your own website. Okay, you remember that we installed the code designer over here. You can also what use code designer templates that you want, okay, for WooCommerce and other stuff. And then you can also add Elementor template over here. Okay, so if you want a ready-made template, Elementor have lots of them over here. You can click on that button over here, and then this will load for you, and then you can select any templates that you want to use. Okay, so if it is this that you want, you can just click on it over here, view the way it's gonna be like for you. Okay, and then you can just click on what insert over here, and then you can connect the template to what to you can connect to the template by just clicking on what connect now, and then it's going to take you through some simple steps for you to connect to what your template. If you don't have any Elementor, you are not an Elementor user, what it's going to do is you will create an account over there, and then you can if you can want to click on apply or don't apply to apply the page settings, you can do, but I don't want to apply. And then Elementor will load the template onto your onto your page for you, and then when it is loaded, you can do all the necessary changes that you want to do on it, and then it becomes your own kind of website. Okay, so as you can see, very simple over there. We have a website to deal with already. Okay, and that is it. You can click on any widget, or to just do the few changes that you want to do. So this is what an experience. I can say maybe um special dish. Okay, so let's say special dish. Okay, so as you can see, I can just write something over here, change this one also, and then write anything that I want to write in it over here, and then I'll customize it to make it with my own. Okay, but that is not what we are going to do now. I'm just showing you around how the whole thing what really works. Okay, so right now what we are going to do is we are going to create our own website from scratch. Okay, and that is exactly what we are going to do. So we're going to delete whatever we imported. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one, I'm going to delete all of them, I'm going to delete this one also, delete this one also, and then delete this one also. Now we have what an empty page for us to deal with. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to design it just like what this one as we see over here. Okay, so we have this beautiful hero session over here that we are going to deal with. Okay, so now let's go on and then try to design it from scratch. Okay, so what we're going to do is we will choose one column structure over here. So we'll click on this plus button over here, and then choose this one column structure over here, and then what we are going to do is what we will change the minimum height to what we will change the height to minimum height, and then we'll make it with a view height of 100%. Okay, so we're going to make it to 100% over here, so that we're going to have a big space to work with. Okay, and then we go to style over here, and then make the background type as what classic, and then we're going to choose an image for it. So the image that we're going to choose is this beautiful noodles over here, but as you can see, this one is what 1000 by 1000 pixels, but we're going to use this one over here. Okay, which is 1200 by what 8 1280 by 852 pixels over here. This one is what we're going to use. Now of course you can use your own image, okay, depending on how you want it. So as you can see, this gives us what a beautiful image over here, very nice one. Okay, the picture quality is what good and then detail. Now of course, if you are looking for a place to download quality pictures for free and other stuff, I'll put a link in the description, or you can just go to a Pixabay. Okay, just go over here and then search for what pixabay.com. Okay, go over there, you have what amazing pictures to deal with. You can also use Unsplash. So for those of you who has been following me on this channel, you know that I give you free things to deal with. Okay, so on Splash 2 you can get beautiful what pictures over there to use for your restaurant what website that you want to do. Okay, but of course I will give you all the images so that you can be able to use it to follow along this tutorial. I'll put it in the link in the description over there, and then you can click on the link to go to my website kitechdigital.com to go and then download the images from there. Okay, now that we have our background set up, now what we're going to do is we'll just give it an overlay, a small overlay. Okay, so we're going to give it a very small overlay, a very dark overlay. Okay, a little bit darker overlay. So something like this is quite okay. Or let me just say, let's increase it to, let's say, 6. Okay, and I think it's okay. This one is quite okay. Now the next one is what to bring this logo over here, and then also this continental specialties over here, and then food, um good food, good wine. Okay, so we're gonna bring all these things over there. So what we're gonna do is just click on this plus icon over here, drag in an image widget over here. Okay, because we are going to insert an image over there, and then click on to choose an image, and then we're going to look for the logo that we use for. Okay, so where is the logo? This special logo is what we are going to use. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is what we're going to use. Now we're going to go over here. Okay, go to style. Okay, and then the width of the logo, we're going to say maybe 50%. Okay, so 50% is quite big. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's say, 20%. 20% is quite okay. Okay, so you can decide to use either pixels or view width or percentage, but I'm going to use what 20% over here. So now that I'm getting 20% to be quite okay, what I'll do is I'll click on this 9 dots again, and then drag in a hidden widget over here. Okay, underneath the logo, and then I'm going to just copy this one, this continental specialty, come over here, and then come and paste it. Now of course you can write your own thing over there. Okay, but I'm just designing exactly how I designed this one. That is why I copy and then paste over here. So now that I have this one also set up, now I can go to style over here, and then style it the way I want it. So first of all, I'm going to give it this. Let me close this one, and then where is my, yeah, this is my my color that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and then pick this, change the color to this color. Okay, now of course I want to make it a little bit colorful, just like an orange color. Okay, so this kind of orange over here is okay. Now what I will do is I'm going to add this color. Okay, so I'll create this one, and then say maybe I'll call this color orange. Okay, and then I'll create it so that anytime I need it, I can just go ahead and then choose it. Okay, now I'm going to create another color also. So this one is also a different color. I'm going to click here over here, and then create it, and see this one also, I'm going to call it orange color. Okay, so the first one was color orange, the second one is orange color. I just want to differentiate between the two colors. Okay, that is it. So basically I want to choose color orange. Okay, for this one, and I think that is quite okay. Now I want it to come a little bit top. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the photo side, and then I'm going to reduce the margin a little bit. Okay, So what I'm going to do is the bottom margin, I'm going to make it what, -20. Okay, so -20, I think it's what, quite okay. And then with a continental also, what I would do is I'll come over here and then change the the text to I want to change it to my font, text that I want to use. Okay, so I want to make it what, Josephine Sans. Okay, so that is what I want to use over here. So Josephine Sans, I think it's what, quite okay. Now make it 40 is too big, so I'm gonna make it what, 25. Okay, so 25 is what, quite okay. Now now that I have this one set up, now my next one is what, good food, and then what, um, good wine. Okay, so I'm gonna what, copy this one, come over here, and then click on this 9 dots over here, and then bring in what, a text widget over here. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do, and then I'll paste in the text over here which says what, good food, good wine. Okay, so I'll click on style over here, position it in the what, in the middle, change the font to what, to white, the font color to white. Okay, so as you can see, I have what, good food, good wine. Now guys, if you look at this one, okay, it scrolls. Okay, as we are scrolling, after you are scrolling down, what happens, the image over here is what, is fixed. Okay, and that is exactly what we're going to do over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first session. Okay, I'm going to click on the session over here, and then I'll make the image towards center, and then what I'm going to do is the attachment, I'm going to make it what, fixed. Okay, and then repeat, I'm going to say no repeat. The size, I'm going to make it what, cover. Okay, so as you see, it is now what, scrolling. Okay, and that is exactly what I want. Now let me go back to the what, the good food, good wine over here. Now I want to change this one also from Roberto to Josephine Sands. Okay, so because I'm going to use only two what, only two um fonts. Okay, so the first one is what, the Josephine Sands, and the second one is another font which I will introduce to you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna make this one, let's say 18. Okay, let me say 20. Okay, so 20 is quite okay. So I think this one is what, it's also okay. It's quite okay. Now I have my hero session what, set up quickly as possible, and then now what I will do is what, I want to go back over here and then go to the first session again, the session again, and then I'll go to advance of it, and then I'll give a padding. Okay, so I'm going to give a padding of let's say 90. Okay, because the reason why I'm doing that is we are going to make the header transparent. Okay, and when we make the header transparent, the hero session will push up, and then the header will be on top of it. Okay, so if there's not enough padding over here, you realize that the text that we've written over here, or all the things that we've written there, will be what, will be just messy, on top of it. Okay, which is not really nice. Okay, and that is not what we want our website to be. So basically, I think giving a padding on top and then bottom 1990 will fix that issue for us. Okay, so now that we have this one fixed, now what we're going to do is we're going to click on update over here to update whatever thing design that we've done right now, and then we're going to look at the next step that we're going to do. So the next step is what, to create this beautiful session 2 over here. Okay, so as you can see, this beautiful session have what, 3 different columns. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3, and then also have what, the background image over here. Okay, now this background image, I created it myself, so I use Photoshop to create it. Okay, now you can also do and create your own background as yourself, but if you want the same thing, like I told you, I'll leave the link in the description. You can go to my website to download every image that I used on this particular website. Okay, so now let's go to over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to click on this plus icon also, and then this time around we are going to choose what, 3 session over here. Okay, now what will do is what, we'll click over here, and then make this one the height, we're going to make the height minimum height. Okay, we're going to make it what a minimum height, and then for now let's leave it as 400, and then we are going to set a background image. Okay, so with the background image, we're going to choose classic as the background type, and then you choose what image for it. So what image are we going to choose for it? Let me go through and see the image. So this is the image that I'm going to choose for it. Okay, so let me see and choose the image. So um yeah, this image right here. Okay, that is what we use. So as you can see over here, this is the image that I'm going to use for it. Okay, so but guys, if we use this image and set it as what as a background, what happens now? We cannot control the image. Now if you look at this image is so black, but if you look at this one over here, it's what it's kind of like a gray over here. Okay, and that is not what we want. What we want is we want the image to be in a way that we can be able to play around the opacity of it. Okay, so we're going to delete this one over here and then come to the background overlay. Okay, and that is where we can be able to play around with the opacity. So let's choose an overlay for it, and then choose an image overlay. Okay, and then if you choose an image overlay, we go down and then we select our image that we want to select for. Okay, that we want to select. So what happened now? We can play around with the opacity. Okay, so as you can see, we can play around it. Okay, so now with the position, we can position it to a center, and then with the attachment, we can say maybe default is okay. No repeat, and then we can set it to cover. Okay, now you cannot see it. Okay, so what we can do is we can go to the layout over here and then increase this one to 800. Okay, now the moment we increase it to 800, what happened? We can now see the images over here. Now we can go back to the style over here, and then go to overlay, background overlay, and then continue to play around it if you think it is not enough for us. Okay, but I think 20 or 18 is quite okay. So let's say 20, or let's make it 18. Okay, point 0.18 is quite okay. So now that we have this one done, now the next one that we're going to do is, let's look at this. We have this image over here, and then we have this one too over here. So these two images is what we are going to deal with right now. So what we're going to do is just click on this one over here. Just click on the plus sign over here, and then we're going to bring an image over here. Okay, so we will we'll choose an image over here, and then we'll select the image that we want to use for that particular place. So let me look for the image that I really used for that place. Where is it? Where is the image? Let me see. Let me check it and see. Oh, so this beautiful image over here. But I can't see it. I can't really see it on this side. So of course we can choose any any image. Okay, so um we can choose any image that we want. Okay, but I'll still look for that particular image and then use it, because that is there's that image that I want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to upload files, and then just search for the image, and then see if I could see that particular image, and then bring it over here. So let me see if I can see it. Yeah, so this is the image that I'm talking about. So I'm going to upload it over here. Okay, so now that it is uploaded, all what I need to do is to click on insert media over here, and that will be inserted for me. Okay, nicely done. Now I'm going to let me shift this navigator over here, and then click on this one again. Now this time around, I'm not going to insert image over here, but I'm going to click on this edit column over here. Okay, and I'm going to put the image inside this column. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to style over here, and then background type, I'm going to choose classic, and then choose the image that I need. So let me go over here and then see the image. So this is what the image that I'm going to use. They are eating what noodles. Okay, so that's the exact image that I'm going to use. So I'm going to look for people eating noodles. So this one over here is what I'm going to use. Okay, so now you cannot see it because the height of the column is what too small. Okay, you can only see it when I put some element on what on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place some element on it, because if you see over here we have this hour over here, and then we have what we have, Monday, and then this things over here. So I'm going to copy this one. Okay, come to come over here, and then click on this um three 9 dots over here, and then drag in what a heading widget over here. Okay, I'm going to drag in a heading widget over here, and then I'm going to paste our over here. Okay, now of course you can't see anything, but if I go to style over here and then change the color to white, okay, and then also the typography, I'll click over here and then change the typography to a different typography, which is what Berkshire Swash. Okay, so that is the typography that I'm going to, and then I'm going to increase the height. Okay, so as you can see, at the moment I start increasing the height, um the column start with expanding. Okay, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use what, let's say 55 for now. Okay, and then the weight, I'm going to reduce it to what 500. Okay, so I think this one is quite okay. Now I'm going to bring in the rest of it, which is what the day, and then the time. Okay, so I'm going to copy it, come over here, click on this 9 dot over here, and then I'm going to bring test editor. Okay, so I'll bring the test editor, and then I'm going to paste in the text that I copied. Okay, so as you can see, my text is what is over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to style, change the color of it, and then also go to typography over here, and then change the typography to Josephine Sands. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then let's say I'm going to increase it to what 18. Okay, so now I have something to do with. So now as you can see, everything is what falling in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go click on edit column over here, and then change the position to what center, and then also I'm going to go to no repeat, and then the size I'm going to say what cover. Okay, so as you can see, everything is what now falling shape, but what I need to do is what I need to bring in a spacer over here, so that I can see the full picture of what I really want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this 9 dots over here, and then drag in a spacer over here. Okay, so I'm going to drag in a spacer at the bottom, at the top of it, sorry, and then just increase the space a little bit, because I want it to show all the picture, the full picture of it. But what I want is I want this picture to be taller, a little bit taller than what this one. Okay, so I'm going to make it what a little bit kind of like a taller picture. Okay, so I think this one is what quite okay. So now that I have this one done, now I want to bring a little bit space over here. Okay, so how do I do that? Now there are two ways to do that. You can either one click on this column over here, and then go to advanced over here, and then the padding you can give what a left padding of, let's say 50. Okay, and then the space will be there. And then also, as you are giving a left padding, you can also give what a bottom padding of what 20. Okay, so that there will be space at the bottom also. Okay, or you can decide to what give it by shifting it from this side. Okay, so widget by widget. Okay, so our element by what element. So if it is this hour, I can go into our side. Okay, so let's say I don't want it to be by the column. Okay, so what I want is what I just make it to what full zero, but I can go to what hour over here, and then click on the advance of hour, and then give it to what a left padding of, let's say 40. Okay, See, it is what only the hour that's shifted. Okay, and then also give it the same thing applies to what the date and time. Go over there and then also give it what a left padding of what 40. Okay, this one also what also shifted. Okay, so that's exactly what I was talking about. You can give it what single-handedly. Okay, but I think if you give it all around, it will be what it will be better than the single-handedly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it within the column. Okay, so I'm going to click on the column over here, and then give a bottom of 20, and then a left padding of what 40. Okay, and now I'm going to give a right padding of what 20 over here, so that at least you see. Okay, and then maybe a top padding of what 20. Okay, so now guys, as you can see, everything is what working perfectly fine over here. So now that we have um this one set up, now what we want to do is what we want to give it a little bit of overlay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to it, the style over here, and then give an overlay. Okay, so of the column, so that particular column, that is this particular column, I'm going to give it an overlay. So I'm going to click on the background type, which is classic, and then give it with a color overlay of what black. Okay, so that the words will be what will be visible a little bit. Okay, so now that I have this one done, I think everything is set. Now the only thing left is for us to do is what is this column over here. Now as you can see, this column is just what it's just words over here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this one first, come over here, um bring in a heading widget. Okay, so drag in a heading widget over here, and then we're going to paste in this one over here. Okay, now I'll come to this place, also copy this one. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one, just duplicate this one. Okay, click over here and then paste in this one. This is the welcome. Okay, so the same thing applies to it, applies to this one also. So now the next one is not duplicate, but what we're going to do is what we're going to drag in a text widget underneath the welcome. Okay, and then we're going to paste in the first test, which is this one. Okay, so we go over here, and then what I'm going to do is what I can still duplicate this one over here. So let me say I want to duplicate this one and then paste in this one over here. So as you can see, we have this one what pasted over here, and then we have this text also what so over here. Okay, so if you go over here, you can either select all of them like this. Okay, copy all of them, and then I'll show you a way whereby we can what we can either um make all of them what the way we want it. We just have to make this one what bold. Okay, just have to make this one bold, and then the next paragraph we're not going to make it what bold. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one over here. Now what we're going to do is what we are going to style the whole thing. That is what the whole thing that we've done over here. So that is exactly what we are going to do. We're going to style them. Okay, so I'm going to style them one by one, starting from countries most loved. Okay, so I'm going to click over here, go to style over here, and then change the text to what to black, and then typography, I'm going to go to what Josephine Sans. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one and then reduce it to what 20. Okay, so as you can see, this one can be reduced to what either 20 or even 18, depending on how you want it. Now let's go to what the welcome. Also click on the style over here, and then with the typography, with the color over here, we're going to choose our main color that we are dealing with. So I'm going to choose the orange color, and then with the typography, I'm going to use the Berk the Berkshire Swash. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use, and then what I'm going to do is what increase the size to, let's say, 70. Okay, so 70 or 75, everyone is okay depending on how you want it. And then the same thing applies to this one also. If we click over here and then we go to a style, we change the color to black. Okay, so make sure that the color is what, all black. Change it to what, all black. And then change the typography to the one that you want. Okay, so I'm going to change it to Josephine. Okay, the Josephine over here. Okay, so now that I have this one done, um let me see why it's not changing. I don't know why, but what I'm going to do is what, I'm just going to what, just delete one and try and see if I could just add something to it and see if it's going to what. If it doesn't change, then what I'm going to do is what, I'm just going to you delete that one, and then sometimes it happens, bring a new one over here and then edit this one and see if what it works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to style over here, change this one to what, all black, and then go to what, the typography over here, change this one to what, Josephine Sans. Yeah, so this one works. Okay, meaning that there is a problem with this one over here. So now of course it's not any big deal, so we're gonna make this one what, 18. Okay, and then what we're going to do is what, we just need to what, we are locally crafted food and wine serving since 19 whatever it is. So we can just what, just put in what we want to what we want to put in over here. So we are locally, okay guys, so as you can see, we are locally what, crafted blah 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 since 19. We can what, highlight all of them and then make it what, bold, and now we have what, our text. So you can do whatever you want to what, you want to do with it. Okay, however you want to do it. So if you want to what, just add more text to it, you can decide to what, add couple of text what to it. So as you can see, we have this one done. Now all what left for us to do is what, is to just what, bring this about about button over here. Okay, now how do we do that? It's also very what, very simple for us to do. All what we need to do is what, just go over here and then create a button. Okay, so we need to what, click on this 9 dots over here, dragging a button over here. Okay, just dragging a button over here, and then this one says what, more about what, us. Okay, so just where it says click here, just write in more about us. Okay, just like that, and then link it to the what, the about page, link it to the what, the about page. Okay, so we're gonna link it to the about page over here. Now let's go to what, let's go to style over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to change this one to what, the color that we are using. Okay, so this color, and then the border radius, we're going to make it what, let's say 50. Okay, so as you can see, we have what, this amazing button over here. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we are done with what, with this session over here. Okay, so we are done with it, very nicely done. Okay, no need to stress ourselves. Okay, so everything is what, completely done, as simple as what, as simple as ABC. Now the next one that we're going to do is what, we can give it a little bit of space. Okay, so as you can see, this one have what, some spacing over here. So what we do is what, click on this 6 dots over here. Okay, the middle of the session over here, and then go to layout, and then the column gaps over here. Okay, just click on it, and then just give it a wide gap. Okay, just give it what, a little bit of what, space. If the wide doesn't work, go to wider. Okay, so yeah, so I think this one is what, is quite okay. So we have what, a wider space on it. Now if you click over here, we can see that what, everything is what, working as perfectly as what, as fine. We are what, we are almost there. Now what again do we need? The next one we need is what, the next um the next session over here, which is what, which is this our menu what session. Okay, so as you can see, this one have what this beautiful flower over here, and then our menu comes, and then the quality and tasty, and then some few words over here, and then this menu session over here. Okay, so this one is also simple. We're going to create it very very easy. Okay, so no need to what even worry about it. We're just going to use some few skills to what to create this thing over here. So how do we create it? It's so very simple. Create um as you can see, this one have what let me see, you have what you have one two, so this one have the first layer over here, and then we have what you have another one over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to choose this one first. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to choose first. Now when we choose this one first, now what we're going to do is after choosing this one, we click on this over here, and then we bring in an inner session. Okay, so bring in an inner what an inner session to make it what have an inner session. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Now first things first, and what I'm going to do is I am going to click on this session. Now this is the session that we're going to work on. I'm going to click on this session. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it what I'm going to make it minimum height. Okay, so I'm going to make it like a minimum height like this, so that there will be a little bit of space to what to work in it. But before I even make it what the minimum height, let me see, I don't want to make it a minimum height, so let me just make it the default height. And then what I'm going to do is what I'm going to bring um you know I'm going to go to this side, and then bring in what how do you call it, like an image over here. Okay, so with this image, I'm going to click on choose image over here, and then I'm going to select the small flower that we use. So as you can see, this one is the one that it was used. Okay, so this is exactly one that we're going to use over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one, and then drag in what a heading widget underneath this one. Okay, so put the heading in the middle, and then what is over here, it says what our menu. Okay, so that is exactly what we are also going to what write over here. So we're going to write our menu over here. Now we're going to style it differently. I just want to put all the things in it first before we go ahead and then deal with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what I'm just going to click over here again, copy this text. Okay, and then come here, and then what I'm going to do is what I'm going to add a different heading underneath over here, and then um I'll put in the text and put it what in the middle over here. Now the last one that I'm going to bring in is what is this amazing text over here. Okay, I'm going to copy this one also, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and then this time around I'm going to drag in a, a text editor. Okay, so with this text editor, I'm going to put in all the words that I copied over here, and that is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go to style over here, and then position it in the middle. Go to the color, change the color to all black. Okay, and then go to the typography, change the typography to the typography that we are using, Josephine sans over here, and that is it. Now the same thing applies to this one also. So let me look at this one also. Yeah, so with this one also, it says what quality ingredient tasty meals. Okay, so the same thing, we're gonna go over here, change the color to what to black, go to the typography, change it to what Josephine sans. Okay, and then make it what maybe 18. Okay, 18 is quite okay. So the same thing applies to it. This one also, we're gonna make it what 18. Okay, so this one is 18, and this one is for heading. That is why it is a little bit darker. Okay, now let's go to the menu also. Now we go to style, change the menu to what black, and then go to a typography, change the typography to our heading typography, which is the Berkshire Swash. Okay, so basically that is it. We're gonna make it 70. Okay, or 70 is too big, so let's say 50, which is quite okay. And then I think, yeah, 55 is quite okay. So basically this is what we are looking for. Now we can just click over here, and then what do we have to do? What we have to do is just simple. Change this one to the minimum height that we were dealing with. Okay, so as you can see, now we have a minimum height. Now let's go to style over here. Now we can do what we can, uh, change the background to a gradient, and then with the top we're gonna give it white. Okay, and then with the bottom, we're gonna give it, our color over here, our primary color over here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna what reduce um you know the color. Okay, we're gonna reduce it a little bit, so that we're gonna have this kind of what color. And then of course you can deal with it anyhow, the location and all the angle and everything. You can what set it up anyhow you want it. Okay, so if this is how you want it, you can play around it. So let's say I want it to be what 50-50. Okay, so I can just play around it and make it what 50-50. So now that we have our top setup, okay, so I can go deeper and then reduce this one a little bit. Now that we have our top, our all the words set up, now it is asked for us to what to deal with this thing over here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 columns. Okay, so let's go over here, and then you know we're going to create another column over here to duplicate this one to make it to 3 columns over here. Now what else do we have to do? What we need to do is to click on this plus icon over here, and then search for box. Okay, now drag in the box, an image box inside this column, first column. Okay, so we're gonna have this image box. Now choose an image for it. So as you can see, this one is what the jollof rice and what chicken. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna locate the jollof rice and chicken that we want to use. So we want to use this one over here, insert it over here, go to style over here, and then with the width you can what just increase it the way you want it. So as you can see, I have it what this way. Okay, so what I want to do is what go over here, and then with the image position, okay, I want to position it this way. Okay, so as you can see, I have it this way. Now I can delete this one over here, and then also change the heading to the heading that I want. So this is the heading that I want, so I'm going to copy this one, come over here and put it over here. And then the same thing, I'm going to copy the price too. Okay, copy the price, come over here and put it here. So I have this one as what the heading, and then what the price. Now what else do I have to do? All what I need to do is what go to what style over here, and then style it. Okay, so I have to what style it anyhow I want it to what I want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to go to content over here, and then with a vertical alignment I'm going to position it what middle, making it what the way the other one is. And then with the color I'm going to change it to what black. Okay, and then with the font I'm going to make it the font that we are using. So I'm going to use the Josephine Sans. Okay, and then I'm going to make it 18. So as you can see over here, everything is what working perfectly well. Now with the description color too, I'm going to make it all black. Okay, so if you see, it looks similar to what this one over here, and that is what exactly what we want. So now that we have this one set up, I can just copy this one, paste it over here. Okay, let me drag this one over here, paste this one also over here. Okay, now if I want second one over here, I can just duplicate this one. It will drop down. I can also just duplicate this one. It will also drop down. I can duplicate this one also, and it's gonna what? It's gonna drop down. Now all what I need to do is what? All what I need to do is just to, change um the words and everything in this one for me to have a complete website um like menu list for myself. Okay, so what I need to do is to just go over here. See, this one says what? Fruit juice, which is 15 dollars over here. Now of course we are not using dollars, so I'm going to what? Change the dollars to the cities. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what? Change this one to the Ghana cities. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna change all of them to the Ghana cities. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and then say what? Fruit juice, which is um 15 cities. Okay, so as you can see, everything is what? Working perfectly. Now I can go over here and then change the what? The um the picture of it. Now this is the picture that we are using. I'm gonna use this picture. So as you can see, everything works. I go over here. It also says what? Italian noodles. Okay, so I can what? Copy this one, come over here, change this one, go over here, change the picture to what? To the Italian noodles. Okay, change this one. So as you can see, I have what? Italian noodles, which is what is the price? 89 USD. So I'm gonna say um Ghana cedi 89. Okay, which is what? That is exactly what I'm gonna use. And then I also come to the next one over here, which is also burger. Okay, so burger is 99. So I'll come over here, change this one to what? Burger, and then change it to what? 99. Okay, so now this one, with this one I have to change the image. Okay, so I'll go over here and then look for the burger image that I used. Yeah, this one over here, this beautiful image over here, and then I'm gonna choose this one also. Oh, not this one, not this one. Let me select the right image. Okay, so not this one. Apparently it's not this one. It is this one rather. Okay, because I want them all to have the same size. Okay, that is why I'm using the same size. Okay, so let's go to this one also. This one also is what? The fried rice. Okay, so fried rice is what? 45. Okay, so we're gonna have fried rice, which is 45. Okay, so I'm going to change the image also and then make it what? The image that I want. Okay, so let me see 45 fried rice. Yeah, this one over here. So this one is what? Fried rice. And then the last one, which is pizza. Okay, so I'm going to copy the pizza, which is what? 99. Okay, so put it what? Put in the price over there, which is what? 99. Okay, and then change um the picture or the image to a pizza what? Image. So this is the exact one that we're gonna use. Okay, so guys, as you can see, everything is what? Falling in place. Everything is what? Working perfectly. Now the last one that we're gonna do is what? To bring in a button. So I'm gonna copy this button over here, copy it over here, and then all what I'm gonna do is what? I'm gonna position the button, just paste the button. Okay, and see if the button can what? Come just below everything. I don't want the button to be Yes, so I just want the button to be below. Okay, now what I need to do is what, just put the button below the what, the inner. uh, Let me come. I want to put the button below the inner what, the inner section. Okay, so I want to put the button below the inner section, not in the inner, section, but below it. Yes, exactly like this one. Okay, so now I'll put the button in the middle over here. Okay, and then what are we going to write in it? We're gonna say what, discover entire what, menu. Okay, so we go over here and then we write discover entire menu. Okay, very good. Now I'm gonna change the button to medium. Yeah, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to um you know advanced over here, and I'll create top margin of 20 and a bottom margin of 20. Okay, so that there's going to be a space over here, and then I'll click on this one also, and then also go to advanced over here, and then give it what, um top and bottom, either a padding. Now let me give it a padding. Okay, so I'll click on this one, give it a padding of what, 50, and then a bottom padding of also what, 50. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we have what, a beautiful session done nicely, as easy as what possible. Okay, very very nicely, everything is what, and falling in place. Okay, so now that we have this one also done, now this one we're going to link it to what, the menu. Okay, so we're going to link the button to the menu. So clean this one, and then just write our menu. Okay, and then select it to link this one to the what, to the main menu of your website. Now I'm going to click on update over here because I'm done with what, almost 3 sessions. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to do is what, click on this one to check the next one that we are going to deal with. Okay, so the next one that we're going to deal with is also an easy one over here with 2 sessions and with 2 columns. Okay, so with this picture over here, and then this column over here. Now that is what exactly what we're going to do now. I want to increase the button, um, you know, um, the button entire, like the discover entire, the font size. I want to increase it. So go to typography, change this one, and make it what, the Josephine Sans. Okay, and then give it either maybe 20. Yeah, 20 is what, quite okay. So as you can see, we're gonna make you change this one also. Go to here, change it to what, the Josephine. Now guys, we are using just 2 fonts. Okay, Josephine, the Josephine, and then what, Josephine Sans, and then the Berkshire Swash. Okay, is it Berkshire Swash? I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. Forgive me, but that is what the exact font that we are using. So now that we have this one done, okay, so we are done with it. I'm gonna what, update it. Okay, I'm gonna update. Now the next one, like we said, is having 2 columns. Okay, so we're gonna click on this plus, and then we're gonna click on this 2 column section over here. Now we click over here, and then I'm gonna give it, a little bit of a margin, which is, let's say, 1990. Okay, so now click over here also, and then go to the layout, and then I'm gonna give it with a minimum height. Okay, and then click on this one, and then drag in an image over here. Okay, to make our work so easy, so that we finish with the image and then concentrate on the what, on the words. Now we are choosing the people who were what, eating. Okay, so which people? These people over here, and that is exactly what we're going to use. Okay, so as you can see, these people having a blast of their lives, eating beautiful meals over here, delicious meals from our restaurant. Okay, and that is what we're going to use over here. So now that we have our picture set up, all what we need to do is to bring in our words over here. Okay, So how do we do it? Now let's check out how the words are arranged. So we have what you know a sub menu over here, sub title over here, main title over here, another subtitle over here, and then we have the words, the description describing everything that we see over here. So the first subsection is what subtitle is what the Wednesday means. Okay, so what does Wednesday mean to our restaurant? It means happiness, it means family, it means friends, it means everything. Okay, and on Wednesday there is what a blast. Everybody can have a blast on the restaurant, and that is what we are going to do. So we're gonna drag in the heading over here, and then we're gonna paste our what Wednesday means over there. Now I'm going to duplicate this one 3 times, okay, or twice. I'm going to duplicate it twice. Okay, so yeah, this 3 thing. Now this one is going to be what just happy hours. So Wednesday means what? Happy hours. Okay, so for Wednesday, for our restaurant, it means what? Happy hours. Now when it is happy hours, what do? We give half price of everything that you buy. Okay, and that is exactly what we are going to do. And then the next one is what? Just bring in what? Our text description over here. So we're gonna bring in our what? Our text description over here for our website to be what? Very nice. Okay, so guys, this is it. Wednesday means happy hours, and when it is happy hours, you get everything half the price. Okay, so $9 we're giving it to you. So let's go to style the first one. We're gonna make it all black, and then we come to what? The typography. We change it to Josephine Sans over here. We make it what? 18. Okay, so or maybe let's say 20. Okay, Wednesday means happy hours. Now let's go to happy hours over here, and then we change this one also to what? To all black, and then the typography, we're gonna make it what? The Berk Berksh Beck Berkshire Swash. Okay, I don't know why I can't pronounce this one, but it is what it is. Now let's move on. So we're gonna say 55 happy hours. 55. We're gonna give it what 55 pixel over here, and then go to what? Half price over here. Now of course, go to style over here. Change this one to what? Black, and then change your typography to the Josephine Sans that we're using. Okay, now make it what? 22, or let's say 20. Okay, so 20 is what? Quite okay. Now go over here, and then go to style, change this one to what? All black also. Okay, and then go to typography, change it to the typography that we are using, Josephine Sans, and then the size to what? To 18. Okay, so as you can see, everything what works perfectly. Now click on this 6 dot over here, and then what we're going to do is what? Vertical alignment. We're going to position it in the middle, and then the column gaps, we're going to give it what? A wider column gap. Okay, yes. So now we have everything set up. Now we're going to reduce this one a little bit. Instead of the 20, we're going to make it just maybe 19. Okay, so guys, we're almost done. So this session is what? Is complete. Yep, it's complete. So what else do we have to do? We have to create our customer feedback. Okay, so we have 2 more sessions to go, then we are done with the home page. Customer feedback is what very important whenever you are dealing with what restaurant and other e-commerce website. Okay, so our customer feedback is what we're going to deal with. So we're going to deal with this customer feedback, and then we are almost good to go. So this one also have what? 2 different what columns. Okay, so this is the first column, this is the second column. So one session with 2 columns. So what we're gonna do is what we're gonna create this section over here, and then let me drag this one to this place, and then what we're gonna do is what okay, come here again, because I'm gonna use this side. Okay, so what we're gonna do is what, let me see this one over here. Now this one says what um this flower over here, or this leaf over here, and then happy with customers. So I think we have similar thing over here, which is what these two things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one, come here, and then just paste in the leaf over here. Okay, now I'm going to put it this side, and then come to this place also, just copy this one, scroll down, and then paste it here. Okay, I'm gonna put this one also at this side. Now what I'm going to write is what happy customers, and then I'll put in 3 dots over here. Now of course it's a little bit too big, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it to, instead of 55, I'm going to say 45. Okay, and then reduce the size of what of this one also to let's say, yeah, a bit of what 16 or 17. 16 is quite okay. So we have what happy customers over here. Now what else do we have to do? Now we have this image over here, and then this text. Okay, so it's also very simple. What I'm going to do is what I'm going to bring in an image and then a text box. Okay, so I'm going to drag in an image over here, choose an image for it. So who is the guy that I'm going to choose? This guy over here. I'm going to choose you. Okay, position you over here. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. And then copy this text over here, and then come back over here, go click on this 9 dots over here, drag in the text widget over here, and then what am I going to do? I'm just going to paste in the text over here. And guys, as you can see, as simple as that, I am almost done. So what I'm going to do is what I'm going to change it to what black, and then click on this typography, change the font family to what Josephine Sons. Okay, now as you can see, we are good to go. I'm going to change it to what 18, and then all is well, all is done, everything is what good to go. So guys, as you can see, our first customer is what is created and happily smiling. Okay, so how do we duplicate this ones? Also very simple. I'm going to copy this one, come over here, and then paste it here, copy this one, or paste it here also, copy this one over here, paste it here also, paste it here also, and then paste it here also. So guys, as you can see, I have all of them were done, but we have to what arrange them well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what I'm just going to click on this one, change the image. So who is she's this beautiful girl over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for that beautiful girl, which is this one over here, choose it, and then I'm going to what copy it, come over here, click on this one, and then change it. Okay, so the same way applies to what this one also. Okay, so I'm going to what choose the lady, the beautiful lady next to him, choose this one, and then let me push this one over here so that you know what I'm doing. And then with this one also, I'm just going to what copy, I think just the name will be okay, because everything over here is almost the same. Now how can we make this one the same? Now it's very simple. We're going to bring a spacer over here. Okay, so I'm going to click on this 9 dots over here, and then bring in a spacer over here. Now what I need to do is make sure that they are all in what, in line. Okay, yeah, so as simple as that, we have our happy customers what, smiling and happy. So our next session is also what, is also done. All what I need to do is to click on update to update it. So now guys, we are almost done. The next last step we need to do is what, to create our last call to action session over here. Okay, so how do we create this call to action? It is also very very simple. So what I'm to do that, first thing, let me just click on this one over here, and then I want to either make this one a minimum height, okay, so that it will be well done, and then go over to advanced and then give it what, a padding of 90 90 90 at the bottom and 90 below. Yeah, 90 above, sorry, 90 at the bottom and 90 above. Okay, so I think we are good to go now. The last one to do is to create the hero session. So as you can see, this is just a one column hero session with this things written on it. So what we need to do is to click this one column session over here, and then what we need to do is just you know create it, give it a full width over here. Okay, give it what, a minimum height. Now you can give it what, a VH of what, 100. Okay, so it depends on you. And then we go to style over here, and then click on background type, click on the classic, and then choose an image for it. So we're going to choose one particular image for it, which is what, this one. Okay, but I don't like this image because yeah, this is what I like. You see, the size is not the same, so if I don't see it, I become worried. So this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to choose this particular image over here. Now that I have this particular image over here, all what I need to do is what, to make the position center, make it let me see if the attachment is okay. So it is what, it is not fixed, it is just default, and then say no repeat, and then make it what, cover. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I have this one was set up. I'm going to give it an overlay. Okay, so I'm going to give it background overlay of black over here, so that it's gonna, the words that I'm going to write on it will what, will pop up. Okay, and that is it. Now to start writing on it, or what I need to do is to click on this icon over here. Now I'm going to search for icon. Okay, so I'm going to drag in what, this icon over here, and then I am going to look for an icon that I want to use. Okay, so let's say phone. So with the phone, meaning that I'm going to use this phone icon. Okay, so now that I have this phone icon over here, all what I need to do is what, to make sure that I increase the size a little bit to the size that I like. So let's say this one is okay, change this one to what, to the color that I want. Okay, so if this one is okay, you choose this one. If this one too is what, the one that you want, you choose this one. But I think the first one quite what makes it what, nicer, so I'm going to choose this one over here. Now the next one is what, to bring in what, this call for reservation text over here. So I'm going to copy it and then go over here and then bring in what, a heading from a widget over here. Now I'm going to type in call for all reservation, and then position it in the what, in the middle. Go to style, change the color to white, change the typography to Josephine Sands, and then also what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the size to a size that I think I am interested in. So let's say 30. Okay, so let's say 30 is what, quite okay for me. And then the next one is what, to bring in this text, you know, over here, the telephone number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this 9 dots over here and then drag in the text widget over here. So basically why I click on this 9 dots is it opens the what, the widget panel for me. Okay, so that is why I click. So I'm going to drag, type in the text over here, and then I'll go to style over here and then position the text in the middle, and then change it to what, all white, and then go to choose what, the typography, and I'm going to choose what, the let me see, the brackish color font family, and I'm going to make it to a 55. So of course you can make it any font that you want. So the brackish is not quite okay for me, so I'm going to choose Josephine. Okay, so Josephine is quite okay. So 55 is also quite okay. Now I want to reduce the space above and below, so I'm gonna the line height over here, I'm gonna reduce it, make it reduce a little bit. Okay, so I think 12 is what, quite okay. So now that I have this one also set up, now the next one that I need to do is what, to bring in the check on review. Okay, so the check on review, what I need to do is what, I want to just copy this one and then paste it below this one. Okay, so that I'm gonna what, bring in what, check on review. Now because I want space over here, I'll still go here and then just increase this one a little bit, yeah, so that the check on review will just give me some what, there'll be some space above the check on what, review. Okay, so I think this one is okay. So the next one is what, to bring in this what, icon, social icons over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is next to click on this 9 dot to open the widget panel for me, and then I'm going to search for social. Okay, now I'm going to drag in the social widget over here, and then I'm just going to what, add different one over here. So let me see, I have Google Plus, I have Twitter, I have Facebook, and I have this one, which is what, is it Yelp or whatever it is. Yeah, so the last one is what, Yelp. Yeah, so I'm gonna what, insert it, and then you can give in your link over here. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. And then if you have this one is what, Google Plus. Okay, so I'm going to say Google. Is it Google? Yeah, Google. Let me see. Yeah, Google or Gmail. Oh, let me go to all icons, and then I'll go for what, Google. Yes, I'm gonna go for this one over here. Okay, and then click insert. Okay, so what I need to do is what, just bring the Google on top over here, bring Twitter, and then Facebook will be there. So with this one, I can decide to change the color to a custom color, change this one to the color that I want. Okay, so let's say this one. Okay, yeah, and then I think we are good to go. Okay, so guys, if you see over here, everything is what, everything is set, and I am good to go. So what I need to do is just click on what, update over here to update the website, and then we are good to go. So guys, our homepage is what is created. Now let me close this one so that you see that of course the homepage is what is created. Now because we are going to what, use this particular session throughout the website, we have to what, save this what, particular what, session. Okay, but before we even go ahead to save everything, all what I need to do is what, to turn this home page into what, mobile responsive what, home page. Okay, so even though we've created a home page, but it is not mobile responsive, so we need to what, turn the home page to what, mobile responsive. Now how do we do that? Just click on this responsive mode over here, and then let's go through it. Okay, so as you can see, this is how um the the tablet will look like. Okay, so you can what, you can go over here, go to this side, and then you can reduce it a little bit if you feel like it's too large for a tablet. Okay, so as you can see the tablet over here, it's too long or it's too big. Okay, so we can what, click over here, and then reduce it a little bit. Okay, as you are reducing it, we can also what, reduce the words over here. So we go to style over here, go to what, the typography, reduce what, everything. Okay, it makes it what, very nice, and then what, modernize. So we can also click over here, go to advanced over here, and then instead of what, maybe 40, we can make it what, maybe 20 or so. Okay, so 20 is okay, and then we can also click over here and reduce the size of it. Okay, so instead of 18, we can make it, let's say, 16. Okay, or maybe 14. It depends on how you want it to what, to be like. Okay, and then you can click over here, and then give it maybe a left margin of 20, or right margin of what, 20. Okay, so that there'll be a space over here. Okay, so as you can see, guys, I'm trying everything possible to make sure that I make it what, mobile responsive. Okay, so guys, as you can see, everything is what, falling in place. And then with this one also, we have to what, reduce it. Okay, so as you see, we can reduce this one, make it mobile responsive, make it all around what, responsive. Okay, click over here, go over here, and then when you remove this one, it's going to be what, a little bit, maybe not the way you want it. But if you click over here and give it, instead of, you can give it to what, maybe 10 or 20. Okay, it depends on where you want to give it. Maybe you can give it just the left padding of what, 20. Okay, which is what, quite okay. And then you can reduce this one also. So instead of 18, we can make it what, 15 or 14. Okay, and now you see that the website is what, falling in place. Okay, depending on how you want your website to be. I think here is what, quite okay. Here also you can reduce your happy hours font. Okay, so just reduce it and make it what, very nice for you to what, for you to, your website to function well on the tablet. So just make your website very nice and what, and slick. Okay, make it nice and attractive. Okay, so you can do so for all of them, everything. If you think it's okay, fine. If you think you have to what, reduce it a little bit, you can just do so. Okay, you can just do so. Just make sure that everything works perfectly what, well, for each screen. So let's go to what, mobile side also. Now that is the most important thing, because a lot of people browse through their phone on the mobile. So we're gonna click on this side, um, and then what we're gonna do is what, just reduce it a little bit. Okay, so I think this one is what, quite okay. Now over here, what we're gonna do is click over here, and then go to advanced over here, and then we're gonna remove the padding and give it what, the top padding of what, 40. Okay, and then go to yeah, so the top padding of 40 and then a bottom padding of also what 40. Okay, okay, so I think you know, let me see. Yeah, so I think this one is quite okay, but we have to what position them in the what in the middle. So what we're going to do is just click over here, go to content over here, position it in the middle, come over here, go to content, position it in the middle. Okay, because it is what it is a mobile phone, and we want to make it more friendly for people to what to read. Okay, so I can click over here, remove the this kind of pattern, close it, and then give it an all round pattern of 20 again. Okay, so as you can see, this one is what quite okay. Okay, and then come over here, position this one also in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to go to content over here, put it in the middle. Okay, and then the same thing applies to this one. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we can what remove this one over here, remove this one also over here. Okay, and then what else do we have to do? We have to just create a very nice unique what thing for it, just like this one, and then also create this one after the other. Okay, go over here, remove it from here, and then create what a left padding of what 20, and then also for this one also a left padding of what 20. Okay, now of course you can decide to what remove the paddings and then just position them in the middle. Okay, but it depends on what you really want and what you are into. Okay, and what you know what to do. So if you know what to do, just put it in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it what in the middle. Okay, I'm going to put the pattern in the middle. I'm going to put the words, all the words in the middle. Okay, I'm going to put all the words in the middle over here. So I'm going to go over here and put all the words in the middle. So as you can see, I have this one, and then I'll definitely give this padding, let's say bottom padding of 20. Okay, okay, so now that I have this one set up, so I can do so for this one. If I think it's okay, I'll leave it as it is. So as you can see, everything is quite okay for me. For over here, everything is quite okay for me. So with this one also, I'm going to what bring the happy in the middle. Okay, and then reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so just like this one, reduce the size a little bit. So let me just reduce the size. Yeah, so with this one, and then with this one also, I can decide to just reduce this one, bring this one in the middle, bring this one in the middle, put it underneath it. Okay, also in the middle, right? Yeah, bring this one also in the middle, just put it underneath it, also in the middle, and then come over here, put it in the middle. Okay, the same thing applies to this one, put it in the middle, come over here, and then put it in the what in the middle. Okay, so guys, also this one, as you can see, it looks messy, looks very messy. So what do we have to do? We have to what resize this one, and then also resize what the font of this one also. So we're gonna call this one, yeah, this one is okay. Resize this one also, the font size. Okay, so we're going to what resize this one also. Now as you can see, everything is what falling in place. Okay, so now everything is what falling in place. We have to also resize this one also. Okay, so now that we have everything set up, I think we are what we are good to go. Okay, so let me check the size also and see if we can resize this one also. Yeah, so now what I need to do is click over here, and then this one also, just resize it a little bit small. So I think now we are good to go. So our our homepage is what all set up and all optimized for all types of what devices. Okay, so we can be able to what use it on all types of devices. So now what we have to do is what I want to save this one as a template, because I'm going to use it on different pages. Okay, so I'll right click over here and then click on save as, and then name it what let's say footer call to action. Okay, and then I'll click on save over here to save it. Now that I have it saved, I'm going to close this one and then click on update over here. Now let's take a look at how our website the home page looks like. So guys, as you can see, this is how our website homepage what looks like, and everything is what set up perfectly for us. Now guys, if you look at this URL over here, you see that even though this is a homepage, it is not set as what homepage, because you can see over here that this is our website name and then /home. That is not what we want. When we are on home, we don't want any /home. So we have to what try and then do the settings right, so that it wouldn't be showing what /home. So let's go to the back end. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to settings. Okay, and then we go to reading. Now from the reading side, we will change the static page. Okay, we'll set the home page as a static page, and then set the home page as what as home. Okay, and then we're going to save as what save changes. Okay, so now that we are done, now if you come over here and then click on what refresh over here, now you see that what our home page is what is now not home again. It is what it is gone. And then even our heading have changed from what pick and eat, just pick and eat. Okay, and that is exactly what we want. So the next one that we're going to do is what we're going to set up our customize our menu, our header, and then our footer, and then create our all the other pages left for us. That is the about page, and then customize all the other pages that we need to customize. Okay, so stay tuned and let's move on to that side. Okay guys, so now that we are done with our home page, okay, so we're gonna go straight to start customizing our header and then footer. Okay, so let's go straight over there. So we're gonna click on customize over here. So we're gonna customize the website or the header just like what the one that we have over here. Okay, so if you scroll up, it's having what this kind of like a transparent header over here, and then if you try to scroll down, okay, it's having this sticky header over here. Okay, so that is exactly what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna also have this menu, this order now button to over here. Okay, so guys, let's go over there and then go ahead to customize it. So let's go over here now. First things first, we're gonna go to colors and then font. Okay, so we're gonna set our colors over here. So the first color that we're gonna choose is our our color over here. So let's go over here and then so we are going to pick our our color that we are using. Okay, so we're gonna insert the color over here, so paste the color in it. And then the second one also, we are going to use the same color. Okay, but we're gonna make it a little bit darker. Okay, so let's say it's gonna be a little bit darker. Okay, so now that we have our color set, now the site background. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give a little bit of kind of like a background for the for the site. Okay, so I'm gonna give it this kind of like a lighter kind of like background. Okay, so I think this one is quite okay. Now that I have this one, then the content background also. If you want, you can what you can also what set up your content background. But I think everything is now okay. Now with the link style, I don't want any underline. Okay, so I just want it like this. Okay, now you can also change the link, the link how do you call it, the link color is also over here if you want. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna click on publish over here. So now that I have my color set, I'm gonna go back over here and then check out what my buttons also. So is the buttons okay for me? So with the font, I'm gonna give it the font that I'm using. Okay, so the font that I'm using, what font am I using? I'm using the what do you call it, the Josephine Sans. Okay, so this font is what I'm gonna use for and then the style, I'm gonna make it regular, and the size 17 is quite okay. So I think everything is fine. I'm gonna click on publish over here. Now I'm gonna go back over here and go to typography. Okay, so if I want to change the typography, of course I want to change it. I want all to be what Josephine Sans. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this one, and then this the style, everything, the size, I'm gonna leave it as it is. Okay, because I'll be changing it as I go on. Okay, so now that I have changed my font, my typography settings, I'm gonna click on publish over here. Okay, so now that I have this one done, now let's go to the header. Okay, so the first thing we're going to set up is with our logo. Okay, so guys, as you can see with this header, we have two different logos, one which is with the black and white, and then one which is all black. Okay, so that is what exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, so um we go first to the transparent header. Okay, and then we're going to enable the transparent header over here. Okay, so since we have our transparent header done, now we can we can say that different logo for transparent header. Yes, we want to enable it, and then we set up the logo for it. So what logo are we going to use for it? We're going to set it up. Okay, so we're going to look for the logo over here, and then what are we going to use? We're going to use this transparent logo over here. So we're going to use this transparent logo, and then we are going to go for this one over here which says what, design. Okay, so design, so we're going to click on design over here, and then site title. So the site title, I'm going to leave it as it is, and then also the navigation. Okay, so the the navigation color is this one. Okay, so I'm going to change this one to white. Okay, I'm going to leave it to white, and then I'm going to select this color as as how do you call it, the hover color, and then also this one as the active color. Okay, so as you can see, I have the colors set up. I'm going to click on publish over here. Okay, so to also get rid of this one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this logo over here, and then I'll say the logo should be just logo only. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I have my logo set up over here. Now we don't have the sticky logo yet, the sticky header yet, because we have not set it up. Okay, and then also we do not have button yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on here, and then click to have a button. Okay, we're going to insert a button over there. Now with a button, I'm going to click on this ranch icon over here, or the settings icon over here, and then I'll say order online. Okay, so I'm going to say order online. Okay, so now that I have this one set up, now the order online, I'm going to just go over here and then pick our menu. Okay, so where is our menu? Let me see if I will see our menu. Okay, so we have not placed our menu over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the menu. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and then go to appearance over here, set up the menus over here, and then I will add menus to it. Okay, so where is the menu? This is our menu. Okay, remember that we set up the menu, we're going to add it to it. Okay, now I'm going to push it over here. Okay, so that it's going to come before the after, and then the contact I'm gonna bring it to it over here. Okay, yeah. So now that I have this one set up, or maybe let me just leave the contact over here. Okay, so this one is because I want my account to be what, to be the last one. Okay, so now that I have this one set up, I'm going to click on save over here, and then after it is saved, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the front page, just refresh the website. Okay, and then I see our menu over here. Now I'm going to right click on it, copy the link. Okay, copy the link, go back to customize over here, and then paste the link over here. Okay, because when somebody clicks on what order now, I want the person to go to the my menu page. Okay, that is it. So I think everything is quite okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to design over here, and then with the border radius I'm going to give it what 50. Okay, to make it with the rounded what corners over there. Now that I have everything set up, I'm going to click on what publish over here. So now I think I'm good to go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is what go back to what to sticky header. Okay, so I still want a sticky header. Okay, I still want a sticky header. So how do I want a sticky header? I'm going to go over here and then select what choose sticky header for what the main row. Okay, so we're gonna enable sticky header for the main what the main row. Okay, that is what the sticky header, so that whenever we are scrolling, as you can see, we have what our header what sticky. Now mobile sticky, yes, I still want the mobile also to be what to be sticky. Okay, so now that I have my sticky header what set up, now I have to what make some changes over here. So I'll go to design over here, and then the navigation also I'm going to pick it what black. Okay, so I'm going to make it what all black, and then with the hover I'm going to make it what this color. With the active also I'm going to make it what this color. Okay, so that when I scroll over here you see that this one is what it's black, it's visible. Okay, you can see it over here. Okay, so now that I have my sticky header what done, now what I need to do is what to go back to general over here, and then scroll through and see if everything is what do. So it says what enable reveal sticky, enable main row sticky, different logo for sticky header. So I want different logo for what sticky header. Okay, so I'm going to choose a different logo for sticky header. And the reason why I want different logo for sticky header is when I scroll it like this, guys, as you can see, I cannot see my white logo. Okay, and I want to change it to what the logo that I want. So I'm going to click on select image and then choose the black logo. Okay, so I have this black logo over here. I'm going to choose that one over here. Okay, so what you need to do is make sure that you set up two different logos. Okay, so that you can be able to use it. So guys, as you can see, this is what this is nice, this is very very nice. Okay, so now that I have my sticky header done, I can just click on what publish over here. Okay, so if I go back over here and then I refresh my website, you see that all the changes that we did will appear. So as you can see, I have a very beautiful header over here, and when I scroll I am having what my sticky header. Okay, now I feel like the logo is too big for me, so what I'm going to do is what I'm going to reduce the logo and make it 150. Okay, so I want the logo to be 150. I'm going to push it over here. Now this is for the sticky header, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the transparent header also, and then make it 150. Okay, so guys, as you can see, the logo is quite okay. Is it 150 too small? No, I think it's too great. Okay, so let me just go back over here and then refresh the website and see if the logo size that we reduce have taken place. So it has taken place, but I feel like it's too small. 150 is too small. Okay, so let me go back over here and then let's make it 200. Okay, yeah, 200 will be quite okay. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing for the sticky header also. So 200. Okay, so now that I have it 200 for for the tablet for the desktop, I'm going to make it tablet also 150. Okay, so I'm going to make tablet also 150, and then mobile also 150. Okay, the same thing. So if you scroll over here, you see it over there. Now the same thing applies to the transparent also header. So I'm going to make it mobile also what 150. Okay, and then tablet also 150. Okay, so that is what for the transparent what header. Okay, so I'm going to publish it over here. Okay, so now if I go to this place, I don't know if the logo still exists, so let me go over here, let me click on this logo over here, and then pick a logo for it. Okay, I'm going to pick this dark logo for it, and see, this is the main logo that we're going to use. Okay, I'm going to what skip it, and I'm going to make this one what 150. Okay, very good. And then I'm going to go over here and make this one also what 150. Okay, yeah, so I think it's quite okay. So now that I have set up my logo for everything, now what else do I need to do? Now with this one also, I want to bring what a button. Okay, a button um over here, either here or what here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click over here, and then show a button over here. Okay, so that the button will not be at this panel, but then it's going to be what it's going to be just close to what the trigger what icon. Okay, so I'm going to push the button in front over here, so that people can be can easily what tap the button whenever they want to buy something. And then I'm going to click on this ranch icon or the settings icon, and then name it what order online. Okay, just like what we did for the desktop. Okay, so order online, and I'm going to put what the menu link over here. Okay, and then if I go to design over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it what 50, all around 50, the border radius. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we have what our tablet and mobile also what set up. Okay, so now everything is what working perfectly for us. Now if I click on here over here, you see it like this, but that is not how it's going to appear. Okay, so don't worry about it too much. If you feel like you are not really sure of how it's going to appear, if you feel like you are not really sure of how it's going to appear, you can use your mobile and then we'll test it. Okay, but don't worry about this one, that is not how it's going to appear. Okay, so it's going to be fine. Okay, so don't worry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Okay, so now that I have everything set up, I have my mobile, my everything on tablet, everything, then desktop set up. Now I am good to go. Okay, so if I go to the down over here, the footer is not what we want. Okay, so if you look at this one, if you go here, this is the footer that we want. Okay, so this is exactly the exact footer that we want. So we want something which says what powered by what Kitech Digital. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here and then go back over here. Now this time around we're going to go towards footer. Okay, so we're going to go on footer over here. Now we're just going to make changes to the copyright. Okay, so we go over to the copyright footer. It's just a single footer, and as you can see, the copyright, the year, and then what the site title, and then the team credit. We're going to erase the team credit and then use powered by Kitech Digital over there. Okay, so as you can see, and it says what powered by Kitech Digital. Okay, so now you can go to design and then do your own thing. Now do you want the link to be underlined? No underline. Okay, I don't want links to be what underlined, and that is it. Now with the font color, I want it to be what white. Okay, I want it to be white, and then with the links color, I'm gonna what make it what how it is. Okay, so we can let me look at this one over here. So as you can see, we can also make it what white, the link color to be what to be white, and then when you hover on it, it's gonna what change it to this color. So as you hover on it, it's going to change it to the color that we want. Now guys, we cannot see it. Why can't we see it? Because the bottom background is what is white. So click on this bottom row icon over here and then go to design. Okay, and then the bottom row background, we're going to change it to what dark color. Okay, so now that we change it to dark color, as you can see, everything is what working perfectly. Now we can go ahead and then you know, maybe do some few settings for it. So with the widget content over here, we're gonna go to style over here, and then we're gonna pick this one, this small over here. Okay, so now I think everything is quite okay for us. So copyright, the site title, and then the powered by is all set up. I'm going to click on publish over here. Now guys, as you can see, we have we have set up our footer and then our header. We've customized our footer and then our header, and then everything is good to go. We are done with it. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back over here, and then I'm going to go to WooCommerce over here, and then with the my account layout, it's on right. I'm going to bring it on on left over here. Okay, and then I'm going to click on publish. Okay, so now I can go back over here, and then if you want to do your settings, any settings that you want to do over here, you can you can of course do it. Okay, so company field, if you want to hide it, you can you can hide it. Okay, on the checkout side. Okay, so the company field should be should be hidden. Anything that you want to hide, you can you can hide it. Okay, so as you can see, I have the full name. Company field is is hidden, and then address field 2 also you can decide to hide it, or you can decide to make it required. Okay, and then the phone address, and then highlight the required ones, and then the privacy policy, and then anything that you want to write over here. So I think everything is quite okay, everything is quite perfect. Now we can click on publish over here, and then go back to start creating the other pages that we need to we need to create. So now that we are done with our customization, the next page that we want to create is the about page over here. Okay, so we're going to create the about page. So guys, as you can see, the about page is there is nothing over here. So I'm going to I'm going to create the about page for you, and then you see how it is done. Okay guys, so this is the the about page that we're going to create. Okay, so this is the exact page that we are going to we're going to create over here. Now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to export this page to the other one. I know you can be able to create this one because of what we did. Okay, but I'll still leave this page the file in on my website for you. You can download and also export it to your website, and then do some changes over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the about over here, and then I'm going to click on edit page over here, and I'm going to import the page, the whole page to this page. Okay, so I'm going to click on edit with Elementor over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this this template, add template over here, because I'm going to export the whole page. Okay, so it's going to bring me to this place over here, and then I'm going to click on my template. Now when it comes over here, now guys, as you can see, it is only the footer that we we saved it previously. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one which says import template over here, and then I can either drag and drop the template over here, the JSON file over here, or I can click on select to choose the template from my files. Okay, so this is the template that I'm going to choose, and then import without enabling or import enable. So enable on so and import enable, and then import. So I'm going to enable and then import, and then it will import the whole file for me. Okay, so if there are some changes I need to do, I just would do it. Okay, so let's just stay tuned and then wait for it. Okay guys, so as you can see, it has imported the file for us. Okay, so this is the about page for us. Now all what we need to do is to click on insert, and then as you can see, our template is now inserted or imported into our website successfully. Okay, so everything is working perfectly well for us. Okay, so there are some few color changes that we need to do. We just work on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this one over here, and then I'm going to import my particular template that I that I saved. Okay, so this footer with session over here, I'm going to just import it over here. So I'm going to say don't apply, and then as you can see, I have my footer successfully done for me. So this is my about page, which is what also what done. Okay, so I'm going to what update it, and then that is. So if you need this template, I'll leave the link in the description. You can go to my website and then download the template over there for free. Okay, so now our about page is what is done. We've done our home page, and then we've done what our about page. Okay, now we're going to what edit the menu page. Okay, so what we're going to do is just let's see how the menu page looks like. So this is what our menu over here. We click on it and then see how our order online or menu page looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So I'm going to close this one over here, and this is how it looks like. So you have a small hero session over here, and then all these ones are what are basically what the shortcode brings. Okay, so let's go to our menu over here. Just click on our menu, and then we are going to go straight away to edit it. So we're going to click on edit, and then we're going to click on edit with Elementor over here. Okay, so I'm gonna dismiss this one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add another how do you call it, another session. Okay, so I'm going to add a one column session. I'm going to click on this one, add a one column session. Okay, now this one column session, I want it to be on top of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the navigator. Okay, click to bring out the navigator, and then push this session on top of this one over here, and then this one is highlighted. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and then make it full width. Okay, and then the height, I'm going to make it minimum height, and then I'm going to make it to 300 pixels. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on style over here, and then I will click on the background type, which is classic, and then choose the pizza image that we use for it. So I'm going to locate where the pizza image is, so this one over here, and I'm going to insert the media over there. Now the moment we set it, everything starts looking fine over there. So the position, I'm going to make it center, and then the repeat, I'm going to say no repeat. Size, I'm going to give it cover, and I'm going to give it a little of overlay, black overlay. Okay, so a dark overlay color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the opacity a little bit to, let's say, 6. Okay, so that is it. Now I'm going to click on this 9-dot button over here. Okay, so the the button over here, this button over here, and then I'm going to drag in a heading over here. So just drag in the heading, position it in center, and then what does the heading say? It says order online. Okay, so what are we going to do is just make it order online. Okay, so order online, and then we go to the style, change the style to color to white, and then the typography, we're going to make it the Berkshire. Is it Berkshire, guys? Is it Berkshire or what? I pronounce it really wrongly almost all the time. So swash. Okay, Berkshire swash. So that is what we're going to choose. So I'm going to click on it and then search for the Berkshire swash. Okay, and then I'm going to say I'm going to give it like 55. Okay, which is quite okay. So as you can see, everything is working perfectly. Now what I need to do is just click on this 6 dots over here, go to advanced. Okay, and then give it bottom and down button padding of let's say 90. Okay, yeah, so that it's not touching the image, the top section too much. Okay, so there is bottom padding, and then down padding also, top padding and down padding, bottom padding also. So I'm going to click on update to update it. Now I think everything is quite okay. Now let's look at it on the tablet side and then mobile also side. So Mobile looks fine, and then tablet, this one tablet looks fine, but mobile, this one looks what, a little bit bigger, so we're gonna reduce it to 35. Okay, which is also what, quite okay. So guys, as you can see, everything works fine. Okay, so I'm gonna what, click on update to update it. Now I think everything works fine for me. Okay, everything is what, perfectly fine. So we are what, we are good to go. So what I want to do is what, I want to click on this and then click on what, view page, to view the page and see how it looks like. So guys, as you can see, our page is what, now coming into shape. Okay, so we have what, our other online page or menu page, or what, all fixed for us. Okay, so now that we have it done, we are good to go. So the next one too is to fix our what, our account page. Okay, so with the contact page, I'm not going to create it because of course you guys can be able to create your own contact form. There are a lot of videos on this channel which helps you to create your own contact form. Okay, so I'm not going to create the contact page. You can what, create it yourself. So how do we fix this place? We're going to fix it the same way we fix the other online page. Okay, so, or the menu page. So we're going to click on edit page over here, and then the same way I'm going to change it from default to what, Elementor full width. Okay, and then I'm going to what, click on update, and then after that I'm going to click on what, first let me just copy the shortcode first. Okay, and then I'm going to just click on edit with Elementor, to use Elementor to edit what, the account page. Okay guys, so of course if you want to use code designer to edit it, you can what, search for some of the designs or code designer features over here. Okay, so for single product, for pricing table, anything that you want to use. Okay, so the cart, others. Okay, so anything that you want to use, if it is you want to bring in a very nice button or whatever it is that you want to bring, you can use the code designer to even if you want to bring what, fancy gallery, or even lightbox gallery, you can also decide to bring it over there. Okay, so that is it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new session over here. Okay, so I'm going to create a new session. Now as you can see, there is one session on top already, and I'm creating this new session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this first session below. Okay, because that first session contains the shortcode that I copied, remember. And then I'm going to click on this session over here, the first session that we sent it on top, the second session that we sent it on top. Okay, so that is what I'm going to edit. Okay, now of course if you make mistake by editing this one, you can change and then edit the next one. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on full view over full width over here, and then the height, I'm going to say minimum height. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this one to 300. Okay, and then let me look at the account page over here and then see how I did it, and then also do it the same way. Okay, so this is the nice account page over here. So we use the burger, beef burger package, okay, to or image to design the account page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go to style over here, click on the background type, which is classic, and then choose an image for the classic background. So what I'm going to choose, the image I'm going to choose this image over here. Okay, and then click on insert. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we have it done over here. Now we're going to position it center, and then what are we going to do? We're going to make it the size to be cover. Okay, and then the repeat, we say no repeat, and then I think we can give it slightly overlay. Okay, so a very calm color, dark overlay. Okay, so I think this one is quite okay. And then what we are going to do is we're going to click on this the cube or the 9 dot icon over here. Okay, and then we will drag in this widget, title widget over here, and then name it or change it to what, my account. Okay, then we're going to position it center, go to style over here, change it to white, change the typography to the Berkshire swap. Okay, swap swash, and then I'm going to make it to 55. So as you can see, my account. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the session over here, go to advanced. Okay, and then make it a top padding of 50. Okay, and then a bottom padding of also 50, so that there will be some kind of like space, okay, over here, because of the transparent header. Okay, so guys, now that it is done, what else do I need to do? Now we need to come over here and then see how this one was created. So let's see if it fits well in it. So as you can see, it is too near to this side, so we're going to click over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to advanced and then give it top padding of 50, and then a bottom padding of 50. Okay, so now we have a top padding of 50, bottom padding of 50 for it. Now we can click on update, and then we update our account page. So now our account page is all set up. So let's go to view page and then see how the page really looks like. Okay, so you can go ahead and then customize it and make it mobile responsive yourself, just like the way we did all the other pages. Now I'm not doing most of it because of the time. Okay, the time, otherwise the video will be too long. Okay, and that is it. So now the next one that we're going to do is the checkout page. Okay, so we're going to we're going to go to the checkout page. Okay, so as you can see, the cart page and the checkout page, we have to fix them. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to edit the page, and then also use the same technique to edit that side also. So basically we're going to change it to full width over here, go to edit, let me cancel it, and then click on update now. Okay, I'm going to refresh this one, and then I'm going to click on edit, edit with Elementor. Okay, and then I will just edit it just the way I edited the other ones. Okay, so like I said, this one is the first session, which contains the shortcode. Okay, so we're going to add a new session to it, this one over here, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to bring this one on top. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one on top, and then we're going to have this session which have the shortcode in it over here. Okay, so now we have this one, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to go to full width over here, change the height to minimum height, and then make it 300. Okay, go to style over here, click on classic, choose an image for it. So choose an image that you want for it. So and what image do you want? So you go through and then you choose a very nice image that you want for it. So let's say this is the image that you want for it. We're going to use this image over here. Okay, very good. So now we're going to position in center, say no repeat, and then the site we're going to say cover. Okay, so basically that is all right. Now I'm going to go to advanced over here, unlink the padding, and then give it a padding of 50, bottom padding of top padding of 50, bottom padding of 50. So guys, as you can see, now I can come back to the style over here and then give it an overlay, background overlay. Okay, so I'm going to give it the classic overlay, and then with this one I'm going to choose color for it, and then I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so now I can put my my text over here, my heading text over here, which says cart. Okay, so I'm going to write cart on it in the title. Okay, and then position the title in the middle, and then go to style over here, change it to white, change the color to white, and then come to typography, change the typography to the show swap, okay, and then increase the size a little bit, like 55. Okay, so this is what cart page. Now that we have this one done, okay, all what we need to do is what, click on this section over here, and then this is the section that we want. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to what, right click over here and then save the section as what, as template. Okay, so we're going to say it what, maybe cart header. Okay, and then click on what, save, to save it as what, as a template. Now I'm saving this one as a template because I don't want to recreate it again when I am on the what, on the the checkout page. Okay, so this one over here, I'm going to click over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this page. Okay, let me click inside it and see what is inside it, and then click outside it to reload the page for me. As you can see, it is too near this place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to advanced of the session and then give it to it top and down margin of what, 90. Okay, so that it will what, be in the kind of like a middle. Okay, so I'm going to update it. Now that I have this one done, I can update it. Now the cart is what, the cart page is what, fully done. Now we can view our cart page. Okay, so now let's add something to check out, and then we can what, we can go ahead and then try to edit our checkout page, and then we come to the end of what, of the website to go through as what, as a customer itself, and then we come to the end of. So for this one, we're gonna go for pickup. So we're going to pick the food ourselves up, and then we will just order some fresh juice over here, put it to cart. Okay, and then maybe some jollof rice and chicken. Okay guys, so you can go ahead and then edit your checkout page just like the way I edited my checkout page, my cart page, the way I did it. Okay, you can also do the same way, but before you do that, make sure that you add a product to the checkout page before you can be able to edit the checkout page. Okay, so I'm going to end the tutorial here. Now I know this tutorial has been really long, but then I know you guys have learned a lot on this tutorial to be able to create this amazing website with just not more than 40 USD. You can be able to get this tutorial done. Okay, all you need to do is just have your domain name and then hosting, and then everything is is good to go. Okay, so thank you for watching this tutorial, and then see you in the next in the next tutorial. Okay, and don't forget to like and then subscribe to this channel, KiteTech Digital channel. Okay, where we teach tips and tricks, and then full tutorial videos on how to create your own website. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.